Hey everybody! Welcome to some Tuesday Night Legacy here at Paragon City Games, where Kyer and Bryce are here to entertain you. We're here to...
We entertain you while other people are entertaining you.
No, they entertain us, and then we entertain other people. That's
okay.
Haven't you figured that out by now?
No.
Oh. Pretty sure that's how it worked.
Nobody told me how it would work.
I just thought it was... I thought everybody understood. We still have just a couple minutes before we get people seated. This way you guys can join in, gather, congregate, come together and enjoy this lengthy, wordy introduction that I'm making up on the spot.
Yep.
Good thing nobody's here to actually watch it yet. Perfect.
Big Money Bryce, what's good?
Oh, hello, Batusai. What is good? We've got 26 players here in Paragon tonight. When I walked in for 20 minutes ago, I was a little worried there wasn't going to be anybody, but they showed up. We've got
plenty of people.
Yeah, we've got some new people, some fresh decks. Everything just disappeared in that way.
That was definitely strange.
So... Hello, Brian. Are those I's or those L's? Did he say?
Yes.
Hull. 26 players.
26 players. Yep.
And there should be some fun new stuff between players. So we have players sitting down, and we have no idea who they are.
Nope.
That's neat. No idea. Oh, here we go. 7:14 start time. I'm just gonna read it, and then everybody will know. We're gonna have Max. Max was the one person playing an interesting mono black deck once upon a time, right? That was 2 weeks ago, though.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna have Max versus David. I have no idea what David's on.
What was he on last time? I feel like he was on an Eldrazi deck last time, but he borrowed it from somebody. And
Brian is going to be in later to say hi, way up high to people. He might also say low to the people.
How nice of him.
Hi. That's kind of weird.
Your message failed? What is that like?
Okay, so Max versus Remy. We're just changing things. Great. And Davis versus David. Because we're doing this alphabetical.
I know these ones.
Staying away from low. Oh, okay. Just high. Excellent.
Davis and David will be on our backup.
These guys are just sitting down and... MB Hackbert was chastising me. So, if you guys... I think everybody in our chat right now, all three of you, are already part of the Discord. We've been having some Discording conversation. Why is it called Discord?
I don't know, but I can't get it hooked up on my home computer. But on here, I'm hooked up to be a part of it. It's been super weird.
You can put it on your phone.
I know. But it's like it's not recognizing my login. Oh. I need to get it on my phone.
MD, did you already get a ticket? Did you reserve a spot for the Mox Boarding House?
Great Wheeler's a hero.
Way to go! He gets to untap 7 lands.
Whoa!
Right? Yep.
Is that how it works?
When Great Whale does.
Is this 7?
Yeah.
I thought it was Pound Crom.
I don't know.
Are they both 7?
You did. Nice. I'm glad you were able to. I was worried that was going to sell out really fast. So that's fantastic.
I think this is David.
He's a hero. That is awesome. Great Whaler's not even in the chat, but he somehow. You can, Brian. Actually, you can. I think you can figure out a way to resubscribe if you want. You can donate subs. I think that's a thing.
You can. You can donate subs. All right. Looks like we've got Max on a red Stompy.
Red Stompy versus a Tez.
Oh, are we watching Tezzeret?
No. We're watching Tez.
Oh, just Tez.
Yeah, that's how this deck is said.
Oh, fine. It's just Tez.
When you see it written, it's Tez. There's lots of Z's.
Oh, so I'm not putting enough Z's.
Right.
How many more Z's?
No, you write it that way, but when you say it, it's Tez.
I've never said it like that.
You've been saying it wrong. You've definitely done that before. Congratulations. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but...
So we had a turn 1 Mox Diamond, Mox Opal, and then a turn 1 from Max. He goes Simian Spirit Guide, plays Trinisphere, and now he's going to lose some life to play Blood Sun. No, I don't think Blood Sun's going to be nearly as effective to a Tezzeret deck as most, but it still plays fetch lands.
Shuts off that Academy runes.
Yes, and not only that, but he gets to draw a card.
Now, Remy would have just been ruined had that Trinisphere came down before those two Moxes, right?
Yes.
This gives him a chance. He still needs a Signet or something, and apparently he's just going to wait around.
Yeah, he needs either...
We should take the sub money to gift Sibs, to get more subs. It'd be like our own sub train. We can feel really good about it, and then it would stop.
Oh, let's not do that.
Here's a turn 3 Chandra. This is a red Stompy's dream, right? Where you go prison effect, win condition, and your opponent says, I have a force of will in hand, but I chose not to use it.
Yep.
I'm not sure why he chose not to use it.
So we've got a Rekindling Phoenix. A Rekindled?
Oh,
Rekindled Phoenix?
He drew a fetch land, and he doesn't get to use.
Nope, he is not going to use that.
Oh. I saw this actually happen to Remy last week, or last Friday maybe, where a Blood Sun came down. I've yet to play against a Blood Sun, and I've seen it happen to Remy several times. That's got to not feel good to lose to that.
Right.
So if your game plan, if your line out of having a chance is to draw a fetch land, and your opponent plays Blood Sun, that's probably a good thing to force a will too.
Well, the problem here is we've established that it's going to take much more than just getting rid of one threat to clear this board, and not only that, but Remy also needs mana. So, kind of surprising he hasn't been able to do anything. I mean, I guess Trinisphere is keeping him from Force of Willing. He only has 2 mana.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, he had a Force of Will in hand, but he couldn't use it. Because that Mox Opal's turned off right now. Yep. So Remy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. He's doing nothing. That's what he's doing.
So I talked to Max a little bit about this deck last week, and he's trying out this Rekindling Phoenix. I don't know if this is a card that's being played in any other Legacy deck anywhere. Maybe it is. Maybe there's a Red Stompy deck, and they've all picked this up. But he said he really likes it in that not much in Legacy can deal with it. Like, good luck killing it permanently in Legacy. There are some cards. Swords to Plowshares takes care of it.
We've got a Chalice on 2.
Tez, you just got 2 Agente de Nicole Bolas. That's not English.
Yeah.
They don't Frenchicize Nicole Bolas? That's too bad. Could have been cool. Like Nico Le Bolas or something like that.
No?
No? You don't?
I have no idea.
I'm just saying things out loud because this game's very over. Haha!
So Bridge was one of the cards that needed to be drawn. However, he has like 6 cards.
How did he do that though? Is there a Blood Moon out that I'm not seeing? Why did he tapped his?
Oh yeah,
Scalding
Magus
Tide for mana.
Magus.
Oh, there's a Magus of the Moon. Spanish.
He's like, look, my fetch taps for mana now.
and then
I'll scoop.
Scoops it up. Haha! Look at this ensnaring bridge I have. So you're aware for next game. That's
all
my
right. Let's
game
take a look at our other match here. See what's going on.
Do both players actually get to play things?
We have 2 Tezzeret players.
Oh, that Demir Signet says I'm playing Tez as well. Tez.
Yeah.
Tez.
It just doesn't work. I'm sorry. So Davis has counterbalance. It looks like he's a Miracles.
We're gonna force this Tez thing. We're gonna see
force
Tez.
The Tez
no,
thing?
we'll just apparently the players playing tonight. I thought Tez was pretty much a dead deck, but
It's not great. It's a lot of fun, but it's not great.
You mean it doesn't beat a Trinisphere and a Blood Sun and a Chandra and a Phoenix and a what was the next?
All right,
card?
Max curved out really.
Look,
he drew a good combo. Well, yeah,
it's
here we
an
go.
Agente de Nicole Bolas.
Yeah, that thing.
Agente? I don't know. It's been a while since I've taken Spanish.
I've never taken Spanish.
Strangely, we didn't have to translate Agent of Bolas.
Here's a counter spell.
That was one of those counter spells where they reach up in the darkness and say, "Here is my palm and forearm." which everyone knows counters things.
Yep.
I kind of like Wastelanding right here. You're not using your mana for anything else.
I like keeping Wasteland. This way Search for Us can't flip, and without, I guess it'd get like 1 activation. But.
Okay, he's gonna flip it. So
yep,
you were correct.
I'm gonna Wasteland that.
So there's kind of a weird timing thing there where it flips over, and David doesn't actually have priority there, but
in the upkeep is when that happened. He's doing end of upkeep.
So
and he's saying, I'm not gonna.
I was just trying to sound intelligent there.
Oh, you did.
I was completely wrong, but
you sounded good. Don't worry about it. All right, now we've got a Thopter Foundry.
Pat 5 or exile a blue card to force Tez. Pay 5.
And we've got a Snapcaster, and there's that counterspell.
You don't have to say anything.
No.
You just pretend you're holding a. What does anybody hold like that? Like you're holding a prism up to a light or something.
I've never held something like that.
You miss. Oh, look at the threats. Tezzeret is just bringing the threats.
Maybe I've held something like that like one time when I was trying to get my phone better reception.
Back when phones had bad reception?
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's why it's a counterspell. We didn't even know that back in Ice Age. That's what that character is doing.
We're going to give Tezzeret a read, and we're going to find a signet. You know I'm right about this.
I might have to alter that now and just put a cell phone right on there.
Yep.
Nobody will get it.
Paying 2 life to get that Dimir Signet into play.
That Dimir Signet might be a 5/5 here in a minute.
Yeah, maybe. I think overall he wants to be pulsing this every turn.
Yeah.
We've got a diamond. We're going to get rid of a delta. And what does he got from here? Is that a whir?
Whir?
I think it is.
I think he's going to give this one a whir.
I agree. Do you think that whir is going to resolve?
You can't even see the board state. There is a Tezzeret and a Snapcaster. That's the board state.
Yep.
In the car, even better. I like it.
Any other details you want to add to what's going on with you, Hackbert?
Just as long as you're not in a car accident. Baleful Strix comes down for David, the Tez player, not the Miracles player.
Yeah, it looks like he was able to find that off of the Tezzeret Plus. This is a good hit because it's getting in the way. It's protecting the Tezzeret, right? Not only that, but it's a card that people don't typically like using single removal on it.
I love using single removal on the Baleful Strix. Yeah,
you have to, but they already got a card.
It makes me feel good every time.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I paid 1 mana for my Lightning Bolt on your 2 mana card. It's not like you even.
It's already replaced itself.
Yep. Snapcaster swinging into this Strix. I'm sure he's swinging at Tez here.
Yeah, you got to block.
He says, hold on.
Yeah, before attacks. Okay, so this is the last card in his hand, I believe.
Paying more life. He's down to 14. All self-inflicted. And he's going to whir for 3. He could tap Strix here to add more, right? If you really wanted to.
He's going to grab Ensnaring Bridge. Yeah, that just resolved. He's just like, yep, it's good.
So his hand's empty, effectively cutting off the Snapcaster attack. So he's got a bridge, a Strix, and a Tezzeret at 3. And Davis just has to pass the turn. Oh, here comes the attack for 1. Take that. Attack. 1 damage.
We're gonna plus Tezzeret. Find another artifact here, and he's looking for a Tezzeret victory. You probably take the other Baleful Strix or a Chalice.
Yeah, the problem with the other Strix is that it draws you a card here, and you're trying to keep your hand size low. So Chalice for 1. Does Tezzeret not play any 1-drops at all?
Not usually, no.
And the new mythic Chalice of the Void says, I win the game. That's what he just did. It had nothing to do with the Tezzeret and the Ensnaring Bridge. It was all the Chalice on one.
Look, more Tezzeret!
Wow. Another Tezzeret on 4. Okay, so we're back to our first match where it was Red Stompy versus Tez. This time, Remy has gotten to play a Tezzeret and land it off of a sea, an Ancient Tomb, and a Signet.
So this looks like turn 2 Tezzeret. And then turn 2, we've got a 4-drop of some kind. Oh boy. Okay, so this is
Fiery Confluence?
Fire Confluence. No, he gets to deal damage to a player. He gets to redirect 4 to Tezzeret and kill Dimir Signet.
That's rude. The card's unfair.
That was pretty darn good.
Those commander cards and their unfairness.
Seriously.
They just break the game.
So it has the mode to deal 2 damage to an opponent.
Boo.
And then it also has the mode to destroy target artifact.
Boo.
They chose 2 of those modes, but you also get a 3rd mode. And he chose to deal 2 damage to the player as well.
So if you're confluent in fire, you get to do a lot of different things.
4 mana, we've got a Duretti.
Interesting. I did not expect to see a Duretti. Do you remember what a Duretti does? I have no idea.
Yes. So Duretti starts with 3 counters, and it has a +1 ability to create a 1/1 defender artifact.
Broken.
Totally good. Like, can't even attack with the creature. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And then its minus ability, you sacrifice an artifact. Or a creature? Jeez. Or a creature, and destroy an artifact or creature.
Okay.
I think it's sacrifice an artifact.
Okay. We're getting more interesting.
And then the last ability, you get to create copies of a token in play or in the graveyard, or of a card in play or a graveyard. I think it's just artifact though.
Are we pulling it up here to figure out what this thing actually does?
Yeah, I guess.
You may sacrifice an artifact specifically, but the creature it makes is an artifact creature. If you do, you can destroy target artifact or creature. And then 6, choose. It's all covered up. You guys can read it.
Choose target artifact card in a graveyard or artifact on the battlefield. Put 3 tokens that are copies of it onto the battlefield.
Okay. So right here, he could sacrifice his R2D2 to destroy the Rekindling Phoenix.
Yeah, he'd need another destroy something to deal with the token it creates. But at least it would keep Duretti alive for another turn.
I'm not sure how ingenious this Duretti is. He can only make defenders. He can't even kill a Phoenix efficiently.
No. Most things can't in his defense.
If I had a Duretti Planeswalker on my side, a goblin thing, I'd want a little bit more from my teammate here.
Would you?
Yeah. It's letting him down.
Why are you not winning me the game by yourself?
Tezzeret was doing all sorts of cool things. It had to die. It was so powerful. Max is like, I don't care.
I think he's going to attack it. I think he cares enough.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Might as well. He's over there with his beta mountains saying, that Duretti doesn't even do anything. Now you're yawning. You can't start. It's round 1.
You did this to me. There is a Sword of the Meek in the hand, and there's also Sorcerer's Spyglass, but the other 2 cards seem to be lands. He's just going to get another 1/1.
Just keep it a bit darker. Another. He's got 2 1/1 artifact creature defenders.
Yes. Which are totally going to matter in this game in something.
Ooh, Spyglass. You can't name the token, can you? You can't name the Phoenix token. That's unfortunate.
It's not an activated ability anyway.
Isn't
it's triggered.
Oh,
yeah.
So
at your upkeep, it does. It does its ability.
So this Spyglass is doing very little.
Yeah, he'll probably name Chandra. That's what we saw last game. Kind of has a win condition, so I would assume that would be the named card. Not a whole lot else going on. Kind of surprised to see that the sword didn't get played at all.
Yeah.
But I guess he would have had to lose 2 life to play it, so nah. Alright, here's the City of Traders. We've got 3 mana and a Trinisphere. This isn't doing a ton, and honestly, this Rekindled Phoenix is just gonna like, it's gonna spend these 2 turns hitting Duretti.
Which sounds like spaghetti.
Yeah, it does. Pretty sure there's a song about spaghetti. Another land from Remy. This is a Steam Dance.
Yeah, it's very steamy. It's a hot take.
We playing Modern?
Nope.
Okay.
We're playing Volcanic Islands are expensive.
Oh.
So he pays extra.
Oh, he's gonna -1, get rid of one of his defender tokens, and kill Trinisphere.
See how powerful Duretti is? That's what I've been saying all along. Remy needed a way to kill Trinisphere. He found it.
Easy.
It was with the Duretti ingenious play there.
Ingenious iconoclast, which totally means something.
It means that if you have an icon and you go to class, then you're ingenious.
It's more or less what I said.
Pretty sure. That's exactly what's happening.
Definitely more.
All right.
That's land.
Remy has 3 lands in hand.
Yeah.
That feels good, right? Throws one down with authority.
If he's able to find a Thopter Foundry, he could win this game pretty easily.
Jorgensen, welcome to what is a extremely professional and eloquent Tuesday Night Legacy.
Yeah, that thing. So here's a Chandra. I'm still thinking Sorcerer's Spyglass is going to be on this, unless we see it tick up, obviously. Yeah. Okay, so I was right.
Well, there is an R2D2. It is a 1/1 artifact with Defender because I don't know why that's a part of the card, but
I'm not sure.
Strix comes down, things get moved around, draws a card off Strix. Looks like Max on the red stompy side has maybe a card in hand. Hello, loose valve movement. Welcome in. Welcome to this exciting, anticipatory, and other neat adjectives version of Legacy.
All right, so we get this elemental token.
That's cool.
There's
a token for it.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
And Remy needs to find something for this like now.
What's the phoenix in Harry Potter? Fox with a W. It's Fox.
Yeah, I don't know.
You should know this. You seem like a Harry Potter kind of guy.
Do I really? Oh, I had no idea.
There's a fox.
It's all like the first 5 movies. Does that count?
That's enough. They've seen the Phoenix. You know what I'm talking about.
I've seen the Phoenix. Maybe I did. I don't know. It's been years.
I don't know why I know that. it just would have been really awkward if I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is the name of the thing? I don't know.
I
don't either. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Either that or I'm just missing HC Fox.
That's gotta be it.
Here. That could be it.
Then we need tunes and we can tell him how his name is spelled incorrectly.
Right. Yeah. It's actually
no W.
It's actually a phoenix.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not a fox.
So we're gonna see multiple fetches. Definitely trying to thin out the deck as much as he possibly can. It's not gonna do a ton, but you never know. You never know with the whole thinning.
Like another Duretti here would take care of the little token thing, or some other way to kill it, right?
I can't imagine he's got a ton of them in his deck. Okay,
and
yeah, this works.
Yeah.
This works, and Max has 2 lands in hand, as he's been so kind to show us. And the Phoenix does come back with haste, but now it can't attack. So, and that this is Chandra number 2. So nothing in his hand matters.
And Max has already burned at least 1, if not 2, Fiery Confluences to those Chrome Moxes.
Yeah.
So he might not have a lot of answers.
I think the first one was a Thunderbreak Regent.
Okay. So he has at least another Fiery Confluence. Some of these decks play up to 4 of them, right?
Yeah. And wow, look at that. And so he goes Ensnaring Bridge into Tezzeret, and now we're online.
Well, we've been online since we started streaming.
I don't know about that.
I think we were.
Yeah. Chat can decide. Just trying to ruin everything I say. Can you believe this guy?
Unless didn't have service when we were holding up our hands trying to find that.
We did do that. Good point.
Oh, here's a liquid metal coating.
This isn't going to do... Wait, who cast this?
That's coming from Remy.
Remy?
That's what he found off his Tezzeret.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this is the one where you get to make anything an artifact, right?
Yeah. This is kind of fun with Dak Faden. You make things artifacts and steal them.
Yeah. Where's the Dak at? It's not. We're not playing it.
You can also get a little techie and like make make things artifacts and then make them 5/5s with Tezzeret.
Rekindle Phoenix does seem pretty sweet. Yeah, it seems like a good spot.
It looked really good last game.
It is a Blood Sun. It doesn't matter nearly as much this game. Remy doesn't lose 2 life off his Ancient Tomb anymore, right?
No, I think.
Does he still?
Yeah, he just still does.
It's just the City of Traders side of things doesn't activate.
Paying 2 life is a part of the cost, I believe.
Okay.
I don't think it's a part of the result.
But that's why there's 2 City of Traders on Max's side, is because that Blood Sun.
Yeah, it's a separate ability. It's not a mana ability. That's the
we're getting into technicalities, ability. And we don't do that here.
What?
Here's a Thopter Foundry.
Well, looks like Remy's gonna get this one.
Now he's online.
Yes.
He found the Wi-Fi password, people.
Standard cards on both sides of the table. That's right. We've got Sorcerer's Spyglass on one side, and we've got a Chandra on the other, interacting with each other as well. Jeez. And a Rekindled Phoenix. This is just standard.
Yeah, because if you've got a buddy who can join up on your team who's on fire, if you look at her through a telescope thing, just she gets scared.
Yeah, and just
a little
can't
nervous.
function.
Yep. Just stage fright.
Looks like Volcanic Fallout is the draw. This is not going to do a whole lot to Tezzeret. It can get rid of the tokens that are being made, but Remy doesn't care about that. You can make a bunch of tokens, and the sword will keep that one from dying, and the rest will die.
So what you're saying is, unless Max finds one of his Fiery Confluences, Remy's got this game? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, I think he's got this game right now.
Going through the actual motions of what Thopter Foundry does here.
There's 1, 2, 3, or just 1, 2. He's gonna have like 4 to 5 Thopters.
And this is where you just start tapping mana.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's got 7 artifacts.
Ooh, this is spicy. Here's a Fairy Macabre. Macabre. There's an E on the end.
It's macabre, like corn on the cob.
That makes no sense whatsoever. The sense there is it's like it's the Spanish version of a card or something.
Macabre.
Yeah, it's a macabre. It's hard to keep butchering a card so badly. So Max pulls this out of his hand somewhere in the middle of that combination of things and tries to remove the sword. It looks like he was successful.
He was successful. However, this is a lot of artifacts. 7 plus 6, that's 13. This is very lethal.
Macabre. What?
Yeah, but where's the E?
So it sounds like cadaver. Macabra. What? I can't.
Macabre?
I'm sure glad he played that. It could have been like a surgical extraction, and we wouldn't have had nearly as much fun.
No.
There is a mess on this board state here. Things are all over the place. Here's a volcanic fallout. Falling everything with volcanics. The E is silent.
Okay, so we're seeing an ultimate from Tezzeret. We're counting up the artifacts. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus the 6 Thopters. This is...
But the fallout is happening first, before the resolution. Right?
Yes.
So the Thopters are dying.
Yeah. And it kills... Okay. Yeah, this might not be lethal.
And the 1/1 should be dead too, right? This is a real mess. No, this is perfectly organized and clean legacy for you here on this Tuesday. And we've been nothing but exactly professionals the entire time.
Oh, yeah. Model professionals.
But you think Remy has it? Macabre.
Macabre.
It's like I want to get a cab. Macabre.
Macabre. Can't do it.
And there's a fairy for some unknown reason. I don't know why it's not just macabre. We're calling on the macabre. Whoa. All right. So a life exchange happened. Max lost some. Remy gained some. I think he gained some. He should have gained some. Fairy number 2 comes down.
Just call it fairy. I'm going to go get their life total corrected.
Sure, you don't have to probably, but yeah.
I probably don't too. Why not?
Just Cobb. Just call it Cobb. Fairy Cobb. All right. And Max on the other side is doing a heck of a lot of nothing, right? Whoa.
They had no idea.
I mean, you're just playing Tez. It's okay if you don't know what Tez does. Especially when there's all these foreign fairies flying around making things confusing.
Mm-hmm. Look, he just finds another Tezzeret just like that.
Yeah. Well, it's called Tez, so it makes sense why you would find another Tez. Let's go to game 3. That was fun.
That was
Did you guys have fun?
I love watching Tezzeret.
Everybody had a good time.
You're just deciding.
Uh-huh.
Just everybody did.
Oh, they all said so.
I know, because you checked.
Whoa. This is another clean board state. Is that closed all right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So here we are. This is game...
Probably 2.
Miracles versus Tez.
Or Tez. 2 Tezzeret players.
Is there 2? Look at those. Look at those defenders. Those are way cooler defenders on this side.
The undefender? I didn't know there was an undefended.
He's playing with Duretti too. Is Duretti like a staple in Tez?
In Tez, yeah.
Oh.
Usually there's just one.
There was a handshake right there.
I think that David got it.
But it looks like it. David was at 17 life, so I don't think Davis was threatening lethal with his miracles. So I think Tez came back or was always ahead and win that one.
Yeah, it looked like Thopter Sword was going to take it. That's what happened. Thopter Sword is still a good combo.
No, it's not at all.
Is it really?
No.
Who knew? See, sometimes you just get told stuff and then you get told something completely different. And you just don't know what to gauge from there. Bryce makes me feel like this multiple times a week.
I don't know. Maybe it's good. I'm not gonna play it.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's gonna make a Masters 25 appearance, so it must not be very good. That's what I'm using to judge.
It's all, huh?
Good magic. Yep.
It has to make it into Masters 25.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Rashad Import did.
It did. At rare.
At rare.
So it's going to be affordable now.
I think I'm going to pick me some.
I think you should wait because right now they're pre-selling at like 50.
That's too high.
They're going to go significantly lower than that.
I don't see them being over 20.
It depends on what the
rare.
rest of the set is, right? So it's really hard, especially this week when they start releasing stuff and they show all of this value, and then
I think this is going to be a heavily open set.
yeah, but if the rest of the set is just worthless, then okay, maybe it's a $30 card.
Did you not see all the stuff that came out today?
Yeah,
There's some
a lot
good
of
stuff.
Right. Yep.
There's some really good stuff.
It was funny how the day started with these like wonky,
Here's
worthless
some
cards,
rats for you.
and then oh yeah, here's poor.
They released Relentless Rats as a common.
That's fun for Pauper players everywhere, right?
That's all Pauper ever wanted.
They can rejoice.
All I hear is whining and crying about no Relentless Rats in Pauper. Here you go.
It is kind of interesting how suddenly downshifting a card to common has implications way bigger than what they once did. Balduvian Horde, is that
Yeah.
at common? That's actually like a viable thing now at common. In draft, there's gonna be some 5/5s running around, I think.
Yeah, I don't think so. All the mythics are garbage. All right, so we've got a Sorcerer Spyglass on turn 2, and we've got some goodies. So Sorcerer Spyglass, Dimir Signet, Seed of Synod. This Dak Vaden is clearly the name. It's the only card in the hand that he can actually name that it stops, right?
He can say whatever he wants.
He could.
He could say
Tezzeret. There are probably more Tezzerets in the deck than Dak, but I'd still imagine that's the name. He's got a Toxic Delusion 2 Baleful Strix. Baleful Strix looks really, really good here. After the hand's been seen, he gets this, push a little further.
He didn't draw. Oh, he figured it out. I was going to say he didn't draw blue. He did.
He got there. He had a Seed of Synod.
There's a Strix.
Yep.
It was Strixtastic.
It was. What do we got? Whoa, Chandra Pyromaster.
This is the original 4-mana Chandra. In fact, it's the original Chandra from Lorwyn.
No,
not even close. This is the Chandra from one of the editions. M 2014 core set.
Yeah.
This is the Chandra where she's at a dance party and the lights are off.
Yep.
And she's moving to the music and waving her hands around in a really cool pattern.
Yeah, Chandra Nolar was the original.
Oh,
she was 5 mana.
That's right. This one's way better.
This one was like actually quite played. Okay, we've got a
Spyglass versus Spyglass. This is a Spyglass battle.
I still think you're supposed to name Torch of Defiance, even though it's like on the board.
Yeah. So the 0 ability on Chandra Pyromancer is the one where you get to exile the top card of your library and then you can play it this turn, right? So that's some pretty good card advantage for Max. It's a lot like the Pyromaster ability. Now the Torch of Defiance ability.
No, Pyromaster can play lands off of its 0 ability, and Torch of Defiance can't. Remy does point to the Pyromaster saying this is the one I name. So he's just going to get this one shut down, and I assume we'll see Torch of Defiance come down this next turn. More Baleful Strix.
Baleful Strix number 2. Ryan, you're saying there's some other streamers online right now stealing all of the thousands of viewers.
Oh, they would.
This is a fiery confluence.
So this is going to be 1 damage to each thing. Kill your Spyglass. Kill your Dimir Signet.
Wow.
It's a 4 for 1.
That's fair magic right there.
And then he's going to deal a damage to Remy. What a jerk.
Just insult to injury.
What a jerk. Oh, nice. I see what you did there.
I don't know. You love the fiery confluence? You're a bad person.
I've actually met Jorgensen. Can confirm.
Okay. All right. The seat got discarded to a Mox.
Yep, he's just gonna play Dak Vaden, even though there's a Sorcerer's Spyglass looking right at it.
I think that's exactly what that means, Jorgensen. I think that's precisely the definition of a bad person is somebody who smashes somebody else's face in.
Yeah, look it up.
It's kind of weird to even play Dak there.
When you have nothing else to play, you may as well. I actually don't think there's a reason to keep it in your hand. Just let it be out there, and if you can find an answer for this Sorcerer's Spyglass, then you don't have to cast the Dak Vaden anymore. The only reason I could see keeping the Dak Vaden in your hand is if you're looking for a Force of Will and you just want to pitch a pointless blue card. Thunderbreak Regent is the play, and then we've got an uptick on Chandra to get 2 more red mana, and we'll play a Rekindled Phoenix.
That ult is likely 18 damage to the face. Oh, are we going to see
exactly 18 damage?
A -7 ultimate from Pyromaster? That'll be neat.
It has to be an instant or sorcery, though, right?
Yeah.
You're just saying it's really good because you want to hit Confluence off of it?
Why are we coastal piracying? Piracying.
Right, I think this is actually like, oh, he can only put him to 1. Well, unless the ult kills him. But the Phoenix does come back with haste, so this is threatening 4 damage. Chandra Torch of Defiance is going to threaten 2 damage, and then the Pyromaster can deal 1. That'll put him to 1.
I like the hand movements.
Unless he wants to ultimate.
Oh, he didn't ultimate.
He's not going to ultimate. He's just going to Volcanic Fallout.
We need to have a sign that says, if you can ultimate a Planeswalker for the win and you're on camera, you are required to do so.
What?
Pretty sure.
We do need to have this.
You say it like it didn't make sense. What? Who doesn't ult? Yeah. Ah, goodness. So, in fairness, his red Stompy deck does not have a lot of instants and sorceries.
No, and that's what I was thinking. Is I was like, okay, like what are you gonna hit? You're gonna hit Chrome Moxes in those top 10. You know, like you're gonna hit your all the lands you've got, and your Trinispheres, and your Planeswalkers,
and your dragons.
Like, Confluence is like the only instant or sorcery that we saw.
And your foxes.
Yeah, that
fox.
It's not a. Yeah, that card. And Thunderbreak Regent.
Yeah, you only get 1. So he needed to find Fiery Confluence. All right, so that does it for round 1. Wow, I almost said 2.
It's gonna be a long night.
It is. It's gonna be long. So we have an extra number of players tonight. We're up to 26 today, and that means we're probably gonna get pretty close to time each round. So we've got 8 minutes left. You can see that thing ticking down.
Yeah.
I know he could have found a Fallout. Guy.
All right. After round 1, you know what that means.
What does it mean?
It means that we get to look at all of Bryce's altars. Or do we do that later?
We can do that.
When do we usually do
that?
that?
We can do it whenever we have time.
We can just fill in all the blank space with that.
I don't have that many to show.
I don't know. You've updated quite a few. I know for a fact.
I've got some fun things to show you guys, I think.
Get rid of this.
Gotta make sure these things go away this time.
There's gonna be a million of them.
Wow. Somebody's having conversations.
Nice. Nice clicking.
I feel pretty good about it. Alright, let's go this way. And I got all sorts of different. Boo. Is that how it shows it? That's dumb. Alright, so here's a card.
Boom.
that is now in Brian's
Collection.
food chain deck. He wanted to play with a Relic of Progenitus. So here's, you guys have probably seen this before. This is the masterpiece frame that I've been doing. It's kind of weird because I post these cards and I get way more attention and way more interest in them. And then I get like 5 or 6 people that are like, oh, I want one of those, sweet. And then nothing. And then I post another one and there's like, oh, all these people that are sending me messages, and then like 5 or 6 people. So you'll see more and more of these pop up. But they turn out pretty cool. They do look pretty neat. Somebody was asking me what a FTV card looks like. So here's a Zurin Orb. And it turned out pretty cool. Of course, you know, you've got that from the vault foiling that's like the entire card.
Yep.
But I should have done a video of this one, and I didn't. It's already off to its buyer. These two, the horn and the blade, are non-foils, but they turned out pretty cool. I think they look pretty sweet.
For non-foils, I still think the border looks really great.
Yeah. And it's a cool way to do something with a commander card that you can't get in foil. Here's kind of, this is the thing I've been enjoying doing the most. These somebody titled it these arcane circles. They're fun to do. They're fun to try and find some pattern online and match it to the card art and try and make it work. And so you can still recognize the card art, and yet it's a unique thing. These ones are fun, and I got to use pink on this one, which turned out pretty cool. And then here's something different. These guys, somebody messaged me and said, "So, I'm interested in an altar." I'm like, "Okay, what are you thinking?" He said, "Say I had 4 foil Eater days and I wanted to put a Gyarados on them." I had to Google what a Gyarados was.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Really?
Sure.
You really want that?" I wasn't sure at first if he was being serious or not. So there they are. It turned out kind of cool. I haven't done a heck of a lot of these, but I found this sketch online and I moved it around to make it fit and colored it myself, and that's cool. So yeah, you guys have seen most of the older stuff. I've shown them before. I'm just getting started on a 4-color deck for somebody in Legacy.
Oh boy!
Starting out with a Therese Nielsen Force of Will, and I think I figured out a way to make that art look cool. I was a little worried at first. Somebody says, "How about the Eternal Master's Force of Will?" I'm like, but that looks really pretty without doing anything to it. It doesn't need help.
You're like, what do you need that altered for?
So it'll be kind of fun to start doing a little bit more Legacy decks. I really enjoy doing some of these, the Legacy Storm, the Belcher deck, and now a 4-color deck, and it'll be interesting to see how deep I get into that. So yeah.
Looks good.
Well, when do we get to see the completed Storm deck? So it's not completed yet. The owner, yeah, it is slow going. I just did a brainstorm mock-up. I don't have it online, but I have it on my phone somewhere.
You feel like we've been waiting for like 6 months? Yeah, Bryce, get on it.
Some people have just total disposable incomes, and most people don't. So I can show you guys this on my phone maybe. I like the Ice Age art, and so I started with that. Wow, it's hard to show you on my phone, but it's sticking with that circles theme for the entire deck, and I think that's going to turn out pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So what I do for these decks is I do this digital mock-up first and send them off, and kind of, so I sent him a couple different ones using that same art with different things.
Cool. Yeah.
And he says, "Oh yeah, this one, that one, no, maybe not so much this one." So like here's a Gitaxian Probe mock-up, and it wouldn't look exactly like that, right? Because this is all digital, and then I got to do that in paper, but it's a pretty cool way of making sure we're all on the same page, and then I try and get as close to that feel as possible. Send him the new terrible art. Here you go. Look what I did.
Surprise.
That would be pretty impressive considering the card's not out yet.
You're like, I know you said you wanted this brainstorm, but then this one came out. and there's just no way you don't want this one. So I just went ahead and did it.
Yeah, I purposely don't post the mock-ups on my my page so that there's no confusion as to which ones are actual alters and which ones are digital mock-ups. But
Finished products.
Yeah. That way, if somebody, I've linked from a couple different Facebook groups now and stuff, so everything on my page is actual, real stuff. It's fun. There's a lot going on, and there's enough coming in now that I'm staying busy with it. So
cool.
That's neat.
I know that Brian said that he wanted all of his Belfastrixes done.
Yeah, I'm actually doing a playset right now. I got to pick up a fourth one for somebody in our chat.
Anybody have a C16 Belfastrix?
Right?
No, Bryce.
I just need 4 of any one set.
I think it's funny that you were like searching for dark rituals of that one art, and then it just gets reprinted.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
It would look even better with the new one because of the symbol,
the watermark,
the way the text box is also clean.
Yeah.
That'll be hilarious if I still saving up for that playset of Loams.
You're gonna get Loams.
Yeah. I'm gonna start just altering Therese Nielsen cards. Apparently.
Yep.
I'm doing a Therese Nielsen Eternal Witness right now. I'm right in the middle of that one, and it's gonna look pretty sweet. I think I'm gonna start running out of patterns to use though. Like, there's a lot of material. I just Google search imagery and find stuff that I think would look cool, and then I pull it into Photoshop and tweak the heck out of it sometimes, or color it or resize it or whatever. But there's only so much that's in a circular pattern that really works.
Right.
So when he wants an entire legacy deck using all circles somehow, I'm running out of. Can I just use a square one time?
Please.
It's kind of funny.
You're hoping for a Loam reprint, huh? I don't think that's. Have we seen any dredge cards? No. We've seen morph cards. We're gonna get more morph.
Don't interleak 5 circles together. Because then you get sued by the IOC. Is that what you're saying? We need to work out timing and a foil level. We could figure something that out. That sounds just fine. Oh, you mean just the Magic fan art, that whole deal? That was pretty silly.
I didn't hear anything about that.
There was a whole article on what Magic fan art can and can't be, and how you can and can't make money off of it. And it was silly. Yeah. Well, as we're dinking around here waiting, I have a link for you guys.
Will Bender MVP, that's right.
So this came out yesterday. We'll if we have a little while, we'll look at This Week in Legacy. But I'm gonna copy and paste this into the chat here. So this is I know I've mentioned this before. This is a guy who just does a weekly recap of This Week in Magic, right? And we're on 15. He does it kind of bi-weekly. But if you get into it, of course, he starts off by talking about how magic sucks. But if you read this one, it is great. He talks about this thought experiment after all of the bombs have fallen and mankind is in the end, and like late 2019, 2020. So here's this apocalyptic moment, and some aliens come down and ask, why did they do the things they do, and they're gonna question us on Magic Online. Yeah. That's what they're gonna do. That's how bad it sucks. Mm-hmm. And then he gets into stories. I didn't really follow the Ixalan story. Really? I don't really know, but there's some pretty good stuff getting into the classic characters for Dominaria. It's a short little article, and it's worth a chuckle if you guys want to read something. Gestures recap time. Yeah, he doesn't even know I'm promoting him. The like 6 people that go and read his page are probably all from me posting it in our chat, and then 6 people read it and go, "Okay, we did that."
Yep,
neat,
100%.
Neat. It came out today.
Yeah.
There's some some interesting some This Week in Legacy, some stuff we'll get to a little later.
Cool.
If we're seeing. Hey, look, time in the round said time now.
It's been time. Oh.
It actually works again.
What the heck?
Our timer does what it's supposed to. I'm a derivative performance.
Got him.
I don't know what to do with that.
Brian got you good. Take a look over at our chat sheet and see what's going on.
But we've been having fun in our stream chat in the Discord. There was a pretty good A25 bingo. That one was great. Brian posted that. There was somebody posted a little while back a bingo for Jace, right?
Yeah.
So for the very first week that Jace was unbanned in Modern, you could have this bingo sheet, and every time somebody whines about Jace, that was the freebie. So this is an entire one about whining. So some of the slots are person whines about the reserve list, you get a spot. A person whines about Jason banning, and then person whines about low value mythics in A25, and a person whines about high value mythics in A25.
If there's anything that can be assured, is that people will whine about everything.
That's great.
So this, I feel like this bingo game is going to go pretty fast.
All right. So I'm pretty sure we have to show Nate's deck again.
Is he on the hollow one deck?
Yeah, he's on some hollow one. Because apparently
Alfred's playing and Jeff's playing, and we're just gonna watch the hollow one, huh?
At least to start. So Christian versus Nate. And you can move this if you want. Like over here.
Oh yeah.
Get it out of the way. And these guys are just sitting down.
This is Christian.
These legacy reprints in Masters 25 are hype. I'm with you. This Masters 25 really is shaping up to being. They could have just called it Iconic Masters. Like that's what everybody thought Iconic Masters was supposed to be, right?
A bunch of iconic cards.
Here's a lightning bolt and a brainstorm and a what was the other card that was a dark ritual and all these cards that are
red elemental blast, blue elemental blast.
All these cards that
look at all these iconic cards.
Yeah.
When you look at Iconic Masters and people are like, wait, what? What happened there?
Azure Carter Puppy is Sugar Daddy. Is that what we're getting at? I like it. All right, here we are. Do we know what Christian's playing?
We do not. Or I don't.
I'm not sure either. Nate is playing Hollow One. And he's made some changes. This is not the exact same 75. There is some blue.
Really?
Which was not present last time.
Everybody's like, oh, he should be playing black. He should be playing black. And here's Nate going, I think I'm going to add blue.
Right? Seems absolutely correct.
Yep.
I have no idea about that, but neat. So he's going to mold down to 6. And keeping that. Give it a scry. And let's see a totally broken turn 1 play. Ready? He dropped an Insolent Neonate, which is fabulous.
I'm waiting for the brokenness.
It needs insulin, is what it needs. I don't know if diabetes jokes are appropriate or not, but that's what I hear in my head every time I say it out loud.
Yep. They're allowed. Pretty sure.
Perfect. Dumb old nicknames are the best. So this Neonate is the one where you can discard a card from your hand to draw a card, and you sacrifice it. Mm-hmm. It's a legacy powerhouse, should be a 4 of in every deck.
Yeah, it also sees play in Modern. Alright, we've got turn 1, a Monastery Swift Spear, attacking for 1. Nate's going to take that damage. Looks like Christian's on burn. What else does that? Blue Red Delver, I guess, can.
Yeah. Possible. But that Bloodstained Mire says burn.
Yeah.
He beat Bryant Cook on Storm. Well, anytime you can beat Bryant Cook on Storm, I think you're winning. So
usually when you beat anybody on anything,
you're winning. Yeah, that's one of those statements that I say things out loud sometimes, and they make sense.
A little too much sense.
Chain Lightning took care of the first Swift Spear. The second Swift Spear, not so much. Chain
Lightning.
Chain Lightning.
You've got to feel pretty bad about playing Chain Lightning against a deck that plays a bunch of basic.
I've actually successfully played a Chain Lightning, and my opponent easily could have paid 2 to throw it right back in my face, and didn't because nobody thinks to do that apparently.
Here's a Lightning Bolt. This is going to pump up the Swift Spear.
Pump it up.
Pump it up.
Like Brainstorm. Sometimes Brian says things, and I have no idea what he's talking about.
60% of the time, it's right all the time. Yep.
Still not on board.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So Christian probably has a bunch of red cards in his hand.
And is it Charm? It looks like this is going to target down this Swift Spear and try to get it off the board. Unless he wants to draw 2 and discard 2, which he does.
Nope. You're the whole point of Pauper is to do whatever you want. Pretty sure.
Oh, he's going to discard a Rootwalla and...
A what?
A Rootwalla?
A Rootwalla?
A Rootwalla?
What kind of charm is that one?
Root? Oh, is it Charm?
A what?
Is it?
Is that a question?
It's Charm.
Is it?
Yes!
Oh. You sure?
Is it?
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't discard that. He didn't discard that.
He got rid of a Vengevine.
He did.
Oh, yeah, the Neonate should be a 4 of in every day. Yeah. You want to win all of your matches 1-0.
Yep, and then he's going to cast Neonate. He's going to activate the Neonate and discard a Rootwalla and get Vengevine back and attack for 5.
That was neat.
It was. No, his name's Nate.
Nate. That was Nate.
Yeah.
Good job. Way to get in on this party. Wow. Yeah, that's got to feel kind of weird. So now Christian's in this tough spot. For just a moment here, we'll be real. He's got to decide whether he's going to start flinging some of these burn spells at these. It's a pretty good clock on him.
Yeah.
Or does he just keep throwing them at Nate's head?
I think you want to go face here.
Or both.
Okay.
Flame Rift is a gambly card.
Very much so. Now, he can only attack for 2 with this Swift Spear from this point. I don't think he has anything outside of a Fire Blast. So he can't win this turn.
So I played Christian on Friday with the Dirtle cantrip Dirtle, eventually play a Jace, and hopefully stop cantripping eventually deck. It's not fast enough to be burned.
Yeah. By the time they've killed you, you're like, I found a regular!
No, like 4 turns later, actually.
Oh, 4 turns after? I think that Christian can win this next turn.
But he gave me a chance because of Flame Rift. I would have been way out of the game had he not been playing it. And I asked him about it. He's like, I just like the card.
Yeah.
Okay. If you do you. So here's another. I'm going to discard and draw, play the Madness for free on this Rootwalla.
Yeah, looks like he's just got a land. What's the blue card? He has a blue card. I don't think it's going to do much. We've got plenty of damage in hand for Christian.
Unless he's got another Flame Rift. That's a Snapcaster.
It's a snap? No, I think it's a snap.
Exquisite Firecraft into Fire Blast says, you got me.
Yep. It was a snap, not a Snapcaster.
Oh, just a snap.
A snap.
That would have been fun if his win condition had been the 1-2.
All right, Burn's going to get game 1 against Hollow One. We're gonna check up on what's going on between Alfred and Jeff.
I think Snap is there because Nate doesn't like losing to lands, and it's a card that you can play against the 2020.
You can also like play a creature, snap it back, and then play it again to get Vengevine.
Yeah. So there's some things that make sense.
Yeah.
Root beer milk. Well, that is.
I'll take one or the other, not them together.
That is weird. Whatever you're talking about is like a root beer float.
Yeah.
And sometimes the ice cream's melted a little bit, and then you get the like liquid thing concoction afterwards.
And then I guess it's kind of similar.
Yeah, that's okay. But is there actually a product called root beer milk? Trying it for the first time. He's got it in a glass. He hasn't taken a sip yet. And he already writes in chat, root beer milk. It tastes like a root beer float. This is weird.
Alright, so this is red-white taxes versus some variant of Blade deck.
I don't really care. We're talking about root beer milk over here.
Oh, root beer milk.
Oh, Magic. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
This looks like fun. A True Name Nemesis equipped with a Jitte. On the other side, there's a Thalia equipped with a Sword of Fire and Ice. Who wins?
The True Name Nemesis has a Jitte on it.
Yeah. The Thalia has a Sword of Fire and Ice.
The True Name has a Jitte.
Huh. The Jitte at the moment doesn't appear to have any counters on it. And so we're swinging for 5. Alfred's at 11 life at the moment. One of those players is going to draw more cards before they die.
Yep. True science fact.
Little Runky comes in with the local root beer milk knowledge.
Yeah.
Cache Valley has good dairy products. That I'd hope so. That's like their entire business model, isn't it?
I would hope so.
I'm glad they're not bad dairy products. Okay, some amount of life was exchanged. Alfred lost a bunch of it.
Yeah, he's down to 3.
You thought the True Name Nemesis player was going to win.
I really didn't know.
Oh. Looks like we might have some judgment going on because here we like to judge people. But when we do it in a council.
Mm-hmm. I imagine this is going to be 4 mana to cast.
True Name swinging in first.
2 counters on Jitte. And then we're going to get rid of 4 mana. Council Judgment. I vote for Sword of Fire and Ice.
You don't get a vote.
Oh.
You're not part of this council.
What?
Nope. It's a council of 1, but if you want, the other player can join in.
That's nice of them. Does their vote matter?
Sort of. If they want to vote stupidly, it does, actually. You vote for that? Well, I'd like to vote for the same thing. Makes no sense. Flavor fail. That True Name Nemesis almost morphed. Came back into play. Nothing happened.
I still think Jeff is going to be able to deal enough damage.
It's a Kangaroo Court.
Yes.
Interesting. Maybe so. Oh, so we're responding with some Pia and Kira. Kira? Kia. Kieran. One of the, I don't know. Pia.
Pia and Kieran.
And the guy.
And the guy. Pia and the father.
Doesn't the father die?
The mama and the papa. Yeah, the father does die.
Why does the dad always die?
I don't know, they're just less important.
Yeah, okay, there's the sword. So, and then we're getting...
Yep. And now all he can do is, like, kind of ping off this Thalia and die.
And somebody died. A player won that game. And
Yes.
somebody else drew some cards.
And look, we're getting started.
Yes.
Oh man, some things are being thrown to the graveyard. Surgical Extraction got all the Vengevines.
Oh, that
We
hurts.
missed a brutal
Turn one, Faithless Looting, discarding some Vengevines, and Surgical Extraction from Christian. That might swing the game heavily in his favor.
It definitely could.
The Vengevines provide a really good clock that Nate would be able to race with, and those are gone.
Yep. We got a careful study.
Careful.
Oh.
Careful. We're still studying here, guys. Hold on. There we go. Tropical Island. And something else.
Some
Neonate or something.
red card.
Hollow one.
Yep, there it is.
It cost 1 to do that because he had discarded 2 cards.
Yep, and we've got a Lightning Bolt EOT, and the turn should be back to Christian.
Fetch. Getting a
Basic mountain.
We've got a Scars of Mirrodin mountain or
They've been
something.
the mountains have been awful. Let's put it that way. There's one unhinged.
Unhinged. I can't do it now. I used to be able to.
What?
It's unhinged, unstable, unglued. Every time I start saying whichever one, I always say the wrong one. It's something.
That there unland.
Yep. All right. Hollow one attacks, and pass the turn back. If the hollow one gets to keep attacking, Nate's gonna win this game.
Yeah, and I think Christian's just looking at flame rifts in his hand, going, "This doesn't seem like a good place to put the flame rift."
Yeah. Maybe there was a reason why. You can tell which ones are which by how they look. No. I meant when I go to say out loud what they are. It's the unstable. I always mess it up now that there's 3 sets for some reason.
Yeah.
Unstable is the third one. Unhinged is the second one. Unglued is the first. Yeah,
I'm so glad that Jorgensen spoke up and said that though, because I wanted to tell you, but
that you can tell which ones are which.
yeah,
right? Just
by looking at
by the way they look. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
You should try that sometime.
Hmm.
See, you got it.
Yeah, yeah. It just takes me like that much thought every time. It's the one. It's the second one.
Hinged.
Hinged with the finger moving. Hinged. I kind of want this hollow one to win the game by itself without any help.
Just cast a turn 2 hollow one and then just nothing else.
Yeah, and nothing else happens.
Yep.
And then, like last turn, it eats 3 different burn spells. Because that doesn't make sense, but
yeah, Christian's hand doesn't look to be well equipped to deal with this, so
it's because he's not playing any equipment.
you know what I want to see? A tie. I want to see Flame Rift tie up the match, and then we go to a game 4.
Price of Progress attacking for 2. That's not the most efficient Price of Progress ever priced or ever paid for.
2 entire damages.
I've done 10 damage with a Price of Progress once,
I watched.
and that felt good. I should not have won that game, but I did. And then I lost to Christian game 2 or 3, whichever, off of a multiple Price of Progress. He had 1, I countered it. He had another one, and I lost. That doesn't feel good.
Nope.
When you're playing around the card, you know he's got it. You're doing the math and working it out so that you got to get some duels in that silly deck. And whoa.
Yep, there it is. We're getting daring. Flame Rift deals 4 damage to each player. And there's the Fire Blast on the creature. Yep.
Sacrifice 2 mountains, play a card, kill a 4/4. That seems like efficiency.
And now Nate's looking at the lightning bolt in his hand, going, I think this is going to be good enough. But I'm going to Faithless Looting first because that's more fun.
Yep. You know what isn't fun?
I know.
Flash. The card Flash from Mirage.
With Protein Milk?
Why did they reprint that card?
Yes, it's awesome.
That doesn't even make sense. It's not. It's not legal in any format.
So.
So there's a rare that you're going to open it from a $10 pack and go, I can't play with this.
So.
But there's another rare that if you happen to draft them both in the same pool, which is very unlikely, you get to do something kind of neat, I guess. But you still need a third card for it to even do anything. That's silly.
Yeah.
At least the channel Fireball combination that was in Eternal. Was it in Eternal or Iconic? It's not Iconic, isn't it? At least that is like you pull a channel and then you could go draft a Fireball, right?
Yeah.
That was still hard to do because it was uncommon. I don't understand why.
Mythic and an uncommon. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's a rare, and you probably won't even get there.
Yeah. And then if you do, you like don't necessarily just win the game anyway.
Right.
That's silly.
But you get to say that you did it.
Yeah. We should just put Prosperity and Cadaverous Bloom in the set as well. Just all the 2-card combos that we've ever had in Magic. And
that's another funny thing though. They put an iconic combo into this set, but we just passed Iconic Masters.
That's because Iconic apparently meant something different to them than it does to us.
Everything that Wizards thinks is different to us.
There's a Wonder. Have you ever wondered what that card does?
I actually do know what that card does.
You don't have to wonder about it?
I don't have to wonder about it anymore.
We were talking about Winder earlier, and now we can wonder about Winder.
I don't really want to wonder about Winder. I'd rather wonder about Winder.
I kind of wonder what this root beer milk tastes like. So there's an Anger in his deck.
Yes.
Or there was. And now there's a Wonder.
Whoa. He wants to give the hollow ones flying.
Except there's a relic on the other side, so none of that's going to happen. What is up with Christian and his sideboard hate against Nate?
It didn't work last time.
It almost did.
But it couldn't stop hollow one.
No.
And that's something about this deck. The only graveyard card that matters when it's in the graveyard. Okay, well I guess there's two. Faithless Looting matters, right? But is Vengevine, and the rest of the cards are cards you just cast from your hand. So
Wadners. I'm not sure what a Wadner is.
Wadner.
Yep.
Nate's playing with Wadner and Anger.
Wodners. Wodnerds.
Wodnerds. Whoa, what is this?
That's a Goblin Guide. That's a new Goblin Guide.
Oh, that's right. Goblin Guide reveals something.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm on board with that. I'm getting slapped in the face a lot tonight.
Yeah, seriously.
Man.
People are up to here with your puns. That doesn't include me. Keep them coming.
Okay. Rift Bolt. Goblin Guide. Oh, insolent Neonate. It's the new version of Nate. His likeness is on a card.
Draw and draw.
The real version of Nate isn't very insolent, though. At least that's my opinion. I don't know. Are we going to see another hollow one? Are we going to see another game-winning win condition?
There needs to be a land here, and I don't think he found it. There's a Wonder and there's a Vengevine.
Aw. That sucks.
Sorry, a Wadner.
Oh!
Oh, snap.
He gets to discard a card through the Neonate, play hollow one. That doesn't do what he wants it to do. He's going to make Nate exile a card from his graveyard. It doesn't do much of anything at all.
Still good at 4/4.
Yeah, he doesn't get the Vengevine back.
No.
Unfortunately, this turn. He
needed to hit a land.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Vengevine the big old read there, and he goes, two creatures have to get cast for it to come back.
Legacy Hollow one, absolutely. Nate is brewing away with some Vengevine and Hollow Ones, and there's no
Root Walla.
draw 4, discard cards at random things happening.
Yeah, no randomness.
None of that. Faithless Looting is really strong in this deck. Okay, whoa, hold on. Hot take right here from Jorgensen. He's saying the legacy version of a deck is not quite as strong as the vintage version of the deck.
Why in the world would you ever think such a thing?
I don't know. We should debate that.
Oh, Jorgensen's using logic again. That's what it is.
I like it. It's true. It's true.
No, you're siding with it.
It's not as good as Hollow One in vintage. All right, some cards were moving around, but I don't think anything actually happened right there.
Yeah, I think we're going to see another Neonate or we're just going to see a Lightning Bolt.
We do have a Wonder in the graveyard, right? So that Hollow One is flying, which is easier for a Hollow One to fly than for a solid one.
Fact.
I think.
It's almost as if power pieces are really good.
He didn't cast Rift Bolt? No.
Oh, did he forget?
He never had the turn, did he? Or
yeah, he has the turn.
Oops.
Can you not cast it at all if that happens? Oh, that's the second time?
You kind of have to. You kind of have to take off the counter. Should we stop them and make them do something?
Isn't it Forgotten Trigger?
Yeah. Can you forget a suspend trigger? Is that a thing you can forget, chat? I will look and see if I can find out faster than you guys.
Oh, they just saw it. He was just like, oh.
The opponent can choose to put it on the stack if they want. Yeah, if you just miss a turn and you have to wait. Yeah. I think that's where they're at. Are they waiting for a call on that?
I'm not sure.
Are you guys waiting for a dip? Yeah. It's just a mystery.
Solved. Judge Bryce.
Isn't putting off to suspend the responsibility donor. Yeah. So because it's not like detrimental, it's just a mistrigger, but he can still do it on the next upkeep, I believe. That's what they're gonna do.
He did it on purpose. What if he did it on purpose and he's like, "There's no good creature to hit right now. I'm just gonna leave this sitting here." Then when my opponent plays a creature, I'll be like, "Oh, I remember." Nah, I tease.
All right, there's a Rift Bolt to Nate's face, to his head,
to the face,
to his directed at his ear specifically.
Burn, most difficult deck ever. Wow, what a statement.
That's the vintage version is better.
The vintage version of Burn is better than the legacy version? You're kidding.
I don't know that, but I'm just saying things. Here's a card that
Sudden Demise. Sudden Demise. Has to be that.
Yeah. Has to be. This is a card somebody wanted me to alter one of these.
Sudden Demise. Choose a color. Sudden Demise deals X damage to each creature of the chosen color.
Neat.
No, his name is Nate.
It's X and 1, so it's like a weird earthquake effect.
Yeah.
Or something. Has a core hanging out. You want to just pull this up for everybody to see, since you're right here anyway?
Yeah, I can do that.
This is from... What is this set?
This is the art or the Nicol Bola's weird.
So it's
Arch
from
Elite.
Commander,
Yeah.
2013.
Yeah.
Originally. This is what's on top of Nate's library. When it happens really quickly, but at sorcery speed.
Sudden.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Stuff just dies.
I didn't know you could have a card that says sudden, and it's a sorcery.
Uh-huh.
That just makes no sense.
This is a rift. No, what is this?
Searing Blaze.
Searing Blaze.
Looks like he played his land and he just did that to deal 3 damage to Nate.
Is that JBA on the left? No.
No.
We've got Bryce and Kyre. Brian was in chat earlier. JBA was in chat.
He's gonna stream with you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, yep. He'll be here with me tomorrow. We're at 10 a.m. ish Mountain Time. Yeah. Here's a Vengevine getting some revenge.
Mr. Venge E. Vine.
I think we're doing Parfait. Brian can answer that more correctly. Yep, and Steel Stompy.
And Steel Stompy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He's assuming that we're going to finish Parfait quickly. We're going to do Parfait, or maybe Parfait is going to do us. I'm not sure which. So, a bunch of green things happened. Oh, he tried to put down a Vengevine. I wondered. I was going to question what happened there. He tapped 1 mana to put out a Vengevine, and I was like, how did you... No, it was supposed to be the Hootster.
Hoots.
It was Hoot-tastical.
More hoots than not hoots.
So, Hollow One got there.
Did it? I thought he died.
Oh. Hollow One didn't get there. There was so much happening at the moment there. I don't know.
I think he played a couple 4 power creatures and then died.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Is that what happened? Okay.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
They keep messing up their lines of play because they're playing fast. Yeah, there's plenty of time. So, burn 1 in 3 games.
I think so.
And on our other side, we have
Red, White Taxes and Blade. Looks like they're gearing up for a game 3, I would assume.
Sweet. Are you guys excited? We're excited.
I'm excited. Now, who wins this one? Who has the edge? Got him.
Wow. Okay.
I take him where I can get him, alright. Hackbrit's like, oh man. Being bad at Legacy is great. You two have the edge.
Mox and PW is coming up. What is PW?
Oh, are you talking about that weird Planeswalker?
Oh, the
deck?
Planeswalker Mox deck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming, huh?
That looks really not good. But it'll be fun. It'll be so much fun. All right. On the one side, we have a windswept heath. On the other side, a flooded strand.
He calls him how he sees him.
Now we have a flooded strand on both sides.
What? They don't even look anything alike.
We can move on to
thank
more
goodness.
relevant topics. Oh, thank goodness.
to more relevant topics.
Like root beer milk. I'm still confused as to what this even is.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that it's an illegal card. Now
Okay.
Batterskull's just chilling in the hand, and Alfred doesn't have to worry about it for a little while. How nice would that be?
Because of the Swords to Plowshares?
Mm-hmm.
Neat. If you take a Stoneforge Mystic and you make it swords to plowshares, is it a plowshare Mystic?
Yes.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it's in exile, and there's no use in calling it such.
There's flavor winness is what there is.
Oh, okay.
There's a From the Vault Jitte that looks really bad on
It does.
camera.
Yep. There's like 2 glaring lights going through it.
It has its own light source. Recruiter of the Guard, the non $200 version of.
We're about to get it back.
Yeah, at Mythic. At Mythic.
At Mythic.
What is that about?
I don't know why it's at Mythic.
That's dumb.
It's gonna keep like probably like a $10 card at like $30.
Or more.
You think it'll be higher?
I think it could be 50. Again, it depends on the set, but it could be a $50 card. It depends.
Crap! I need to find a foil.
So the foil is going to be a lot.
Don't tell me stuff like that.
That one's going to be pricey. For the what are we talking about?
Recruiter.
Imperial Recruiter. Yeah, the red one.
Yeah,
that's getting reprinted at Mythic.
The only thing is, though, is that Recruiter of the Guard can get Flicker Wisp, and Imperial Recruiter cannot. Now, neither of them can get a Sarah Avenger. So...
Yeah, somebody tried to do that to me last couple 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you didn't catch it either.
I had no idea. I figured he knew what he was doing. Side. I figured our top player knew what he was doing.
Is that what you thought? He gets it, and I was like, I don't think he can do that. Hold on. I look it up, and I'm like, yep.
So I wonder. I would love to have an actual explanation from Wizards on this, but Imperial Recruiter at Mythic really feels like to me that it's a concession to the fact that it was a $200 card.
Yes,
and that doesn't make sense
because they've been putting all the mythics as cards that you don't really want to see in a limited format.
Right.
But Imperial Recruiter, sorry. Yeah. That seems like a fine card in limited.
Right. It shows like this Recruiter of the Guard shows it, right? They printed a set that was supposed to be fun in multiplayer and they put it at rare. And so Imperial Recruiter could have been at rare just fine.
Yeah.
That's proof of it. It's a rare ability. Captain QC, it's time for me to leave. I'm sorry.
All right. Later, I got this.
And so I don't like that they're judging a card based off of the current value when it specifically is a card that has such a limited print run.
Yeah.
That's why it's so expensive. It's not because it's a highly collectible card or people have stocked up on them or whatever. It's going to tank, and then why was it at Mythic once it's tanked?
Recruiter of the Guard's better. You know?
In most cases.
Yeah.
But targets for Recruiter have been spoiled?
Not a lot of targets have been spoiled for it, but that's not really the point, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be a limited set. There will be cards in your deck that you can get with Imperial Recruiter.
Except it's at Mythic, and so you're
never going to have it.
Yeah. Silly.
It is definitely silly.
I like most of the other Mythic printings, I think. Some of we can pull them up in a little while.
I think the Redachrome is a weird one. But
that's okay, though.
All right,
I'm fine with that.
We've got Force of Will on Leon and Relic Warder.
Force pitching a Jace to take care of a Jeticular. Right?
Yeah, Jeticular.
That's pretty much what that is. Makes sense.
Although with it on the board, he could have just used the counters from Jeticular. Oh, I guess it would permanently exile. Yeah. It would permanently exile.
It would trigger it right then. Yep.
Good point.
Yeah, the layers there doesn't work the way you want it to. Just me being here, and he's scared. I am terrified. I mean, I was. My words were flowing. Things were being said out loud, and now I can't even
function.
Talk. So you wondered which one had the edge earlier.
Oh, they both have the edge. Oh man, you're right. They both have the edge.
There's a lot of equipment being thrown around here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Armageddon and Doomsday. Those were the other mythics that I'm looking at going, why in the world are these mythics?
So, no, I think that's great. If the rares are worth it.
Yes,
right?
if the rares are worth it, that's fine.
So Modern Masters, the first Modern Masters, 2013, had some pretty junk mythics because the rares, everything was at a rare slot, and it was great. It made the set more valuable. It was more fun to draft.
Yep.
And
yeah, that's fine.
I'd love to see Armageddon at Mythic, because then
you don't want to see that everywhere limited.
Yeah, you don't want every single match be determined by here's my 2/1 and Armageddon.
Ensnaring Bridge is the same way. You don't want everybody to have an Ensnaring Bridge. Like that's not a limited format that people are all going to be all that happy to play, unless there are a lot of ways to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they're planning on.
Oh, I could see Disenchant being a common in this set.
Sure.
And then it being a drafted card.
Doomsday's Effect feels mythic. Yeah, it kind of does. Actually, now that you say that, that does make more sense. Kind of like, feels like all the other like weird EDH mythics that they print in like every standard, like every new set that are like, hey, here's a 7-mana piece of garbage that like nobody's gonna use.
So Jeff is playing Taxes, and so far he's actually only playing Equipment.
Yes.
He's got all of them on the board. Alfred went and got his own Sword of Fire and Ice. He's going to kill the Germ Token with all 4 Jitte counters there.
Yeah, I think that's fine. He's going to get 1 hit in here. He hasn't been able to find another land. But this is an attack for 3. 2 counters on the Jitte. We've got a Ponder, and I think he's just looking for land. And there is a mountain, it looks like. We haven't seen Renfort from his deck, so... There it is.
He's got the unglued lands.
Mm-hmm.
The original full arts.
So how long did it take you to come to that conclusion?
I spent the last 6 minutes, whatever you were saying, figuring it out.
Oh. Wow.
This is
looks
blue
like
white with a little bit of red.
Jeskai Stoneblade. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
You like answers right there.
It's this is an equipment battle, is what it is.
It is.
The player that has the Jitte with the counters on it already is the one who's winning.
Yep.
It's
Surprise.
a really in-depth analysis. We've really analyzed the board state and have no idea what's in their hands, but it doesn't matter at all. Okay. Here's a Flicker Wisp. Things might be changed here.
Death and Catmix smelled the Death and Taxes. Brought him right into this stream.
Wow. It's amazing.
What a sense of smell.
Death and Taxes might be... Do you think it's going to be like one of the most affordable legacy decks now?
Yes. It's like they even reprinted Thalia. Like Thalia's going to drop
yeah.
I don't know, $7-8.
Wasteland's
probably.
been reprinted a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Ports are going to drop down to $30 to $50 a piece.
Probably.
And
Caracas just got reprinted as well. That used to be a factor.
Yeah, used to be pricey.
And Caverns, I guess Caverns are kind of pricey.
Yeah, because they were reprinted at Mythic. Didn't change at all. Yep. Neat. Yeah, unless that Jitte can go.
All right. Pia and Kieran Nalar. This.
Who? Pia and who?
Pia and Kieran.
Kieran. Oh, I thought it was a Kia.
Pia and Kia?
Yeah.
Pia and Kieran Nalar.
D&T is the burn deck of Legacy now? Yeah, well, it's the difference is Death and Taxes is really challenging to play well. Not that burn is easy. Goodness, sorry, something's squeaking. But Death and Taxes is a complicated deck with complicated lines most of the times.
Never seen a Taxes player with more than 4 lands. Oh, I've definitely seen them with more than 4 lands.
Burn is still the burn deck of Legacy.
All right, we're going to see an attack for 4.
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
It's going to offer the trade with the Germ.
And we just saw a reprint of Eidolon, too. That was announced today. The red Eidolon that was pretty pricey for a little while.
Eidolon of the Great Revel. Are either of you guys going to Seattle? I actually think we both are.
You definitely are.
I definitely am.
I'm still unsure.
Okay.
I'm not
I
sure.
will be there, Jeff A.
I have to see how that all would work out. But Brian, you, maybe one or two other people from our store will be
Yes.
there for sure.
I actually think a lot of the people from this store are going to be there. People like their legacy here. We had 26 players tonight.
Yeah. Whoa.
I think he's trying to tell you to get out.
That's a little harsher than most of the criticism I
Seriously?
received. Wow.
Zanud, should I tell him where the door is? He bullies people on stream. Yeah, he's not impressed with any of our followers.
Only Delver players. Can we ban the basics? Nope. Those are gorgeous.
I think they look great. I like the in-glue blends.
I think they're better than the I don't know why, than the unstable ones, the new ones.
Mm-hmm. You like less art, more border?
They feel more like a Magic card to me.
Yeah. They even have the tap symbol on them.
Yeah.
None of the other ones do.
They actually do something.
Kyre's like the original foil brainstorm. Dang, that is what a compliment.
What?
Can you believe that? From the Vault Delbers.
Not even a Delver.
It's a Delber.
Man,
it's nice to feel appreciated.
I should buy a plane ticket to the middle of the ocean. I don't think they sell those, but
isn't there a quote about that? Bryce is like a poor man's tire.
Captain QC's all to count. What? Yep.
Captain QC, what quote number is it? You're the one who said it. Can we ban Brainstorm? No, definitely not.
Probably not.
We don't have Legacy if we don't have Brainstorm.
We can ban it from every other format except Vintage. All right, so equipment was traded back and forth. Athalia died, I think. Jace came out and Fate sealed.
Captain QC, what quote number was the Bryce is like a poor man's Kyre? Terry just going all out in chat.
I like how he called me a From the Vault Delver, but he's the one who plays with From the Vault Delvers. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like a From the Vault Delver. It's true. Pia number 2. Pia and some guy.
Pia and some other bro.
There's 2 of them, but there's really just one.
He's got enough mana to equip one thing.
Yeah, because you weren't around. Somebody else had to take over for you. Are you guys going to Seattle? Why do you ask? Because I think you should get a plane ticket to the middle of the ocean. What?
Being a dead guy.
Yeah, at least I'm not a From the Vault Dread Arbor. That's right. We should bonfire off the top. That'd be neat. It'd be a surprise. I wouldn't be expecting that one.
I think he is trying out the new First Strike kind of Snapcaster like guy in the Red White Taxes deck. What is
the pirate?
Yeah, the pirate that you get to cast a spell from their graveyard.
That's cute.
Can't remember the name of the card. He took it out. Dang it, the Daredevil.
Yeah, he's a Daredevil.
Why would you take out such a cool thing?
You don't think Death and Taxes is a complex? I think to play Death and Taxes correctly, you have to know the deck very well.
I actually think it's one of the harder decks to play.
I think anybody can pick it up and just jam creatures, but
Yep.
to do what you're supposed to do with it, when to port and when to...
I think there's a lot of decisions to be made.
Yeah.
D&T is so linear.
Dire Fleet Daredevil.
Thank you.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Pro Black Knight came in with the correct card name.
Appreciate it.
I don't think we've ever heard from Pro Black Knight.
No, but they know stuff.
So the
We found
Pro
that
Black Knight is actually a white knight.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because he protection from black.
maybe he smelled the D&T as well.
So he's not a Black Knight. He's a pro Black Knight, which is a White Knight. It's very confusing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a good point, Jorgensen. Oh wow, that's a Cataclysm. Oh boy.
Wait, we're still watching Magic?
Yeah, Cataclysm's being cast. Yeah, so Death and Taxes rewards players for knowing other people's decks probably more than any other deck. Yes. Snatchcaster.
Except without the flash or the.
So let's pull up Cataclysm. We don't see this card every day, do we?
This one says destroy a bunch of stuff.
What?
Except not all of it.
Where does it say that?
I think that's what it says. Cataclysm.
Cataclysm.
And if you have an airship and you crash into another ship and you don't have insurance, stuff happens.
You really do need to get insurance.
Are they at time?
All right,
We'll find out.
All right, Cataclysm. Each player chooses from among permanents he or she controls an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a land, and then sacrifices the rest. So something interesting about Cataclysm is it doesn't name the card type Planeswalker, which means any Planeswalker that is on the board will die. Giving them their time reminder.
Yes. What happened with this Cataclysm? Did everything die?
A bunch of stuff died. We've got a Jitte, we've got a Snapcaster, and then, oh, look at this. Land.
So, what's kind of fascinating about this card, Cataclysm, it's from Exodus, right? It hits Planeswalkers.
Yeah, I actually mentioned that later. Sorry.
Only cool thing I'm going to say all night long, you ruined it, I already said it. He didn't really, did he, chat? He's just saying that he said it.
They can let you know.
Most other Wrath effects, and like Nevinral's Disc and stuff like that from way back when, don't hit Planeswalkers because the Planeswalkers weren't a thing. But this one does because of its silly wording. So why did the round not end this time? It just restarted counting.
I don't know.
You'll always be second to Kyre? Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
Whoa. Stand up for yourself.
Sub-Kyre, if you will. So, Alfred won. Somebody won.
Very fast.
Man.
Oh, Captain QC, you have competition because Terry's here. Not only is Terry quite good at Magic, but he's also quite good at making Bryce feel like he shouldn't be sitting where he is.
I don't know. Why isn't Terry here so I can make fun of his deck?
Seriously, like when Terry's actually here, you can make fun of his deck without him knowing right then.
No, now I think he just assumes it's always happening.
Then, because before he had to like go home and like sit down and like rewatch the stream, and then he could be like fuming, you know, like oh man, Bryce is the worst. But since he's not here, he can just live. You know, he knows
right now. So we've got not very long. I don't know why our timer started up again. Time in the round was called.
Yes,
but we may have a few players in turns. If you guys haven't, if you're pro Black Knight, if you're a White Knight, or somebody else who hasn't even said anything in chat, if you guys want to give us a follow, I'm just assuming you haven't given us a follow yet. Pro Black Knight. That way you'll know when we go live. Brian and I will be here tomorrow playing some Magic Online, and you'll get a little neat notification from Twitch. And if you have Amazon Prime and you want to subscribe, you can do that too. We'll let you.
I would let somebody subscribe.
It's free, and then you can support us just being ripped apart by.
You assume.
Yeah. Hey, look, altars. You can even go to an altar page and request me to make you guys some altars because I've been doing that for a while now.
Paragon City Games has got all sorts of cool stuff. We have an altarist that comes and sits down and shows you the progress. And look, Pro Black Knight did give us a follow.
Yes, well done.
Good call.
White Knight for the win.
White Knight. Yep. And then we also have these awesome cats and cantrip tokens. If you have not checked them out, here, let me link that one because those are just amazing. Just phenomenal. I'll link that.
So this is a local artist who's been making these tokens, and they're for sale here in store. And
yeah, fantastic.
You can find them on her Etsy page. They're really neat. it's fun to have a bunch of tokens that are all in the similar style. I've seen a lot of people that have custom tokens.
Yeah, and they range, you know.
Can you explain why I denied your altar request?
Because he doesn't like you.
I don't know, Terry.
He doesn't appreciate people who have from the vault Delbers.
If you really want an altar, you can send me a message on Facebook and we can actually talk about it. I get a lot of people who come up to me and say, "Oh, you do altars? I have this cool idea for an altar. I kind of want something like this." And it's really hard to tell at first if they're serious and they actually want an altar, or if just they want to share a cool idea. I believe I think the altar was a gold chain about on a Tassiger. Is that what it was on, Terry? Oh no, it was on a True Name Nemesis. Yeah,
a gold chain on a True Name.
Yeah. For a Gucci
main Nemesis.
Yeah. I think I could actually make that happen if you really want it to happen. But I've had a lot of people do that very thing where they're like, "Oh, I want this cool altar." And like,
Bryce just needs to see the money.
That'd be neat, but yeah, they're not actually serious about wanting. Nope.
Bryce can't be nice. No.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Not from the middle of the ocean. All right. While we're dinking around here, let's pull up.
This Week in Legacy?
No, we don't have time for that.
We're going to do other things.
We can do
other
this.
things.
Let's do
this. We're going to look at the spoilers.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
I think it's a good idea.
We don't have
I've already seen these, but
too long here.
I think this is a good plan.
Let's take a quick peek. You guys probably all have already seen all these. Yeah. You're okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did we see an announcement from KMC about their defective products or about them? I didn't see the full announcement.
I haven't seen that yet, Jorgensen.
The Living Wish is the Magic Online art.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. I play them, so kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Vendilion Click's another mythic that I'm happy to see another printing of.
Here's the Hulk and the Flash, which is kind of silly. Man, Living Death is kind of frustrating because this really should be the suspend version.
Okay. Yeah.
That I just totally blanked on the name of. It's played in Dredge.
Living End.
Living End. Yeah, like this card's been reprinted several times. Yeah, not Dredge. Living End version. Yeah.
Living End.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be that weird to have a suspend card in here.
Living End's like a $20 card.
Yeah, and it should be not.
Yeah.
But Living Death has been reprinted. This is going to be like one of the 7th reprinting of it or something silly.
They keep printing it into Commander and stuff.
Here's the Eidolon that was announced today.
Fantastic reprint.
Yeah.
Needed to happen.
We've got this whole enchantment other thing going on. Yep. The Zombify is some pretty sweet art. I think this is new art, right? Where you've got this eagle thing turning into a zombie. It's great.
We got the red elemental blast and the blue elemental blast, which I've heard a lot of people are really psyched about these.
The fact that it's really simplistic art and it's color focused, much like the old ones. It doesn't have the enchantment border. They do.
Yeah, they do.
They both do. The Bident and the Eidolon have the enchantment border. This little white right here is different than the Ball Lightning red.
Yeah.
And a lot of these cards are going to be really good looking in foil, right? Like this Blood Moon. It's a really clean text box, cleaner than the other ones, and the symbol should look really sweet in foil, which should do interesting things.
You know what? I wish they got to do though. I wish they'd gotten together with Nintendo and on the Blood Moon they had the little thing that Zelda says whenever a Blood Moon comes up in the Breath of the Wild. Just saying. There's no way I'm the only person who wants that. There's no possible way I'm the only person who feels that way.
We got Counterspell at common. We've got Murder, which is kind of silly. Like this could have been a Terror or a Dark Banishing, and it would. I guess I'm from an older period of time when Murder feels not magic to me, but Terror does.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way.
The brainstorm. The
Provoke
thing I like about this brainstorm is the Ice Age mana symbol, the
Love it.
Ice Age set symbol thing going
Yeah.
on, and the way they templated the text to be all center focused.
It's a little centered. Yeah, I noticed that as well.
It's cool. Some of that little stuff is neat. I like how clean some of these are.
None of the other cards are really doing that. I mean, Blood Moon is centered, which is strange, and then you look at all the other cards; they don't have centered text.
It's kind of weird that Lightning Bolt is one that has all of this reminder or flavor text.
Yeah.
When it's
been printed without it.
Yeah, but it
And
would
they
have
just
looked better
keep it.
without it.
It looks way better without
Yeah,
it.
and with the big M going on, it would have looked neat without it.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, I like this pillage.
Pillage at common. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
I think
it matters.
for draft.
Yeah.
And then we get into some gold cards. Conflux. That's not going to feel great to open.
No. Prosh is a mythic. This was a commander card. Yeah.
Yeah, Prosh being a foil. First time foil.
First time foil.
That's a big deal.
That's the thing to mention.
Eldrami's Call.
Yeah.
Is that what this one is?
Yeah, it's another. This is actually one of those cards where I think like it's gonna pay for most of your pack. So, the EDH players just love this card.
And we've got Vindicate. Very,
awesome, Brian.
Very
that
vindictive. And then we jump into some the few artifacts. The Ensnaring Bridge is kind of neat because it's a new art, but it's tying into the original.
Yep.
Which is fun and different. And then the flavor text is totally like way out there.
When I said I needed a hand, I didn't mean this.
Okay. Curious. So, it's always fun. This week is always fun, right? When you get to see all this. Yeah.
Is Chalice mythic?
That
yes.
is a mythic. That's it, mythic. Just to annoy everybody.
Just to bother every single person who could ever want it.
All right, we've got some players sitting down.
We do.
Here we go.
Who's it gonna be? We've got Zach.
Zach is playing.
Alluren?
No,
or Blade.
He's playing
Four-color Blade?
Dredge.
Dredge. Oh, and he's playing against Nate.
Nate versus Zach.
Dredge.
They've been practicing against each other.
Have they really?
I think so.
Dredge versus Hollow One.
You're not sure how you feel? I like the Port artwork. I believe what's happening there. I mean, not only that's the Judge promo Port, Shard and Port artwork.
You know who's on the other computer when they call Paul the Legend Berman. He's going to play against Ryan.
I think Chalice will stay right about $50. I think Port is going to go down. I think if you want to get them at $50 each, if you wanted to buy a playset at $200, then you'd have them right at launch, right? And you'd have your set. That's not horrible, but I think it could go down as low as $30. Whereas I think Chalice will stay right at about 50 because it's mythic. I think Port could get lower because it's not played in Modern, right? So it would just be, it could be just a $20, $25 card. All right, let's switch over. What are we starting on? Nate versus...
Do we want to watch Ryan versus Paul the Legend Berman?
Yeah, let's start there.
Start there?
Yeah. So a lot of it depends on how the rest of the set shapes up, value-wise. Because a lot of these cards are going to be highly sought after in foil, I think that helps a lot. Lower the price of a lot of the rares. So yes, I think that more than likely it'll drop just like Wasteland did.
We're going to assume that Paul, the Legend Berman, is on lands. I think it's a safe assumption. What do you think?
Yeah. He's playing the Port playmat,
Mm-hmm.
which is a land.
Who told you?
And which makes sense when you're playing lands. I don't think we've seen Ryan on camera before, have we?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm a Drazi of some kind.
Ah.
I saw an Endbringer. Therefore, Paul's got to be afraid that the end is near.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he didn't see it. It was just me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see an increase in legacy players.
Yeah. I think with how cheap Death and Taxes is going to be, we'll probably see an uptick in D&D players.
Which will be interesting to see. Okay, so in theory, we get a bunch of people that buy this Masters 25. Suddenly they can buy into or trade for legacy decks. Does that then spike other legacy cards? Like, does
Maybe.
Underground Sea jump to a $500 card because of it?
That wouldn't surprise me.
If there's any amount of increase in player base, that's kind of what happens.
We have another mulligan from Ryan. You know, I think the big difference about this set, though, even more than paper, I really think that Port getting reprinted online was the biggest news. Stoneforge, thanks for the follow.
It didn't get reprinted online, did it?
I think the set comes out in Moto.
Oh.
Yeah, Master sets usually come out on Moto. So I would expect Ports to go way down, and maybe on our stream we'll get some D&T up and going. It's actual Stoneforge, not the Mystic. Yeah, it's just the Forge. All right, we've got a turn 1 Eye of Ugin. No plays. And he'll pass to Paul.
It's the actual Stoneforge? Absolutely. Thanks for the follow, Stoneforge. Way to jump right in there. I didn't even have to ask. It's amazing.
What a guy.
Yeah. Way to go. Well done.
Exploration, and then the second land for the turn is Ghost Quarter. This is going to take care of the Eye of Ugin, and there was no basic.
Nope, no waste.
And then Cavern of Souls, and that's going to get wastelanded. Who's ahead here?
He might have a From the Vault not Thing in the Ice. Dark Depths, though. Perry, you can root for that.
Paul's just Terry's kind of person, huh?
So Paul is going to win with lands this game. The deck is aptly named.
Yeah, Spaghetti Monsters.
Jaksubi.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Thanks for the follow.
Way to click that button. You found the right one. Yeah, he's not the type to play From the Vault trash. It wasn't me. I didn't say it. He's got his summer Mistress Factory. Oh, it is a From the Vault Dark Depths. Nobody look. We'll pretend it didn't happen.
Jaksubi, that's awesome. We're happy to have you.
I think I would have scooped. Oh, no, Ryan just did. Jaksubi and Stoneforge and whoever else, if you guys are new, we're streaming Magic almost every day. Weekday anyway. And we'll be back here tomorrow morning at whoa, Captain QC. We'll be back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. On Tuesday nights and Friday nights, we start right around 7 p.m. 7:30 on Friday nights Mountain Time, and we do live paper on Tuesday nights and Friday nights, and then we play Magic Online, almost exclusively Legacy. And a whole bunch of we're gonna play something weird tomorrow.
Whoa!
I don't even know what it is.
Parfait.
I don't know what that is.
Parfait. Fiat.
Yeah.
Parfait. And still Stompy.
20 worst cards of all time. What? Oh, FTV trash should be a set. They're getting rid of From the Vaults.
Well, nobody likes them. People like the cards that are printed in them, but nobody likes the actual print, the print run of the cards. Yeah, they're just bad.
A couple weird things, but we're gonna do fun things. Yeah. We're purposely trying to play a tier 3 more wonky decks, but decks that we can actually succeed with, and at least go 3-2 with them, if not better.
Sometimes we do.
15 chances to be disappointed that none of them are Damnation. I know if they didn't print Port in this set, for Shard and Port. I think they should have just done a from the vault port. Just 4 copies.
Just 4 copies of
Yeah,
port.
$35. Horrible foiling and all. Yeah. Do we have any shadow today? We certainly might. We've got 26 players. We haven't had it on stream yet today. We have in the past.
Yeah, we have.
Past couple
I think
weeks,
it's
there's been
usually
somebody playing shadow.
John Stockinger who brings it. I'm not sure I saw him.
He's done well with it.
Yeah.
Right now we have some shuffling to show you.
It's true. The other table was shuffling as well, so we just stayed here.
Paul successfully ghost quartered, wastelanded, and was rude.
Yep.
But in a good way, Terry.
In a good way. We get our time updated, don't I?
You mean they're not underwater anymore? Yeah, it got fixed.
How did that get fixed?
He unplugged it. Plugged it back in.
Oh, really?
Blew on
They
the
kept the
cartridge.
camera?
Yeah.
That's funny.
We have the best shuffle cams on Twitch. Absolutely. Look at how varied and hands-on these players are in their shuffling. The non-island walk only lighting. I am visibly upset when you're winning. That's great. Man. I sometimes you got to pick a winner, and maybe I picked wrong.
I think as commentators, where we commentate on a lot of the same people over and over again, we develop grudges and favoritism.
Is that right?
Not me, just Bryce.
And by we, I mean you. Wow.
And Terry just got the hard part of it.
Paul the Legend Berman. That's actually what our chat sheet
Whatever, guy. Dang it, I've been called out.
Ancient Tomb, Grim Monolith. Okay, so right away, the Wasteland Ghost Quarter technique isn't going to be as effective. Paul is going to go find a forest. Taiga. Yeah, I hate loam and gamble with equality. Grudge is real. I'm not sure why the lighting just kind of darkened there. It's going in and out.
It happens.
It's falling asleep.
Bryce the scrub felt.
I don't get it. I don't get it, Captain Kissy.
I thought it was Bryce Moneymaker felt.
Bryce, oh, by the way, have you heard of Felt Alters Felt? Stay away from any match that doesn't involve Eldrazi, because there's no better deck.
Whoa.
There's a Legacy Eldrazi Facebook group, apparently.
It's not too surprising.
I'm
a part of Jund groups. That's for sure.
What do you guys talk about?
Jund things.
Oh, huh.
It's mostly just a bunch of idiots that are like, we could try this in Jund. And everybody's like, you're an idiot. And then the next guy's like, hey, we could try this in Jund. And everybody's like, you're an idiot.
So nothing actually ever changes?
No, nothing gets done.
That sounds so true. I
exchange,
totally believe it.
We exchange lists a lot.
Okay.
We exchange lists a lot, which is good.
My favorite card of all time, Gamble, goes and finds my other favorite card of all time. They equal favoritism. It just went and found Life of the Loam. This is Magic at its finest right here, people. Yes. A 1-mana tutor that puts it exactly where you want it, no matter what. Watch. Ready?
I bet you it's going to go where it needs to go.
Here comes the exact randomness that is so critical to this line of play. Both of the Gatewatch constructed versus a Legacy deck.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
With a few $100 thrown into
the Juku Bog is the card that gets discarded.
Yeah, that's not what he went and fetched.
Nope.
Found. Two of the most fair Magic cards in Magic. Absolutely. They're perfectly costed. They're easy to interact with, and it matters if you have Force of Will in your hand and a card to pitch. Here's a Dark Depths, and Paul doesn't even want to. He doesn't put counters on them. Oh, here they come.
He even gets to use it for mana because of the opposing Urborg. Look at that.
Where'd that Life of the Loam come from? Did you guys see that?
How did he get that?
It
wasn't there before the gamble.
No, I don't think so. It's like he went and looked through his deck for one specific card and put it in his hand for 1 red mana.
Unbelievable.
It's like hard to keep up the intensity of how much I dislike that. Everybody expects it now, and I have to be like, guys, it's the same as it's always been. I still don't like it.
I still hate it equally. As much as the first time I told you I hated it. It's like cheating.
It's because he's a legend. He can do it. Oh, everyone else, when they do it, they're like, Judge.
So do you think he's actually going to pay the 4 mana to get this Chalice down on 2?
Sure.
He might. It would make it so he couldn't get another Grim Monolith into play, but he could always play that into it.
6 cards similar to cheating found.
Healing Hands is similar to cheating? Whoa. Healing Leaves and Healing Hands are similar to cheating.
Because they have an EA in them? An HEA?
Liquid Metal Coating. Cheating. Sorry. Savage Beating. That's a cheat.
It is a cheating card.
Yeah.
That's savage. Spring cleaning? That's not even a card.
That's cheating.
That's not even a magic
absolutely card. Cheating. Yeah, it didn't even come up with Cheaty Face. What the heck?
Spring cleaning. Destroy target enchantment, clash. Destroy all enchantments instead.
It's probably some like super bright and pretty Lorwyn card.
Spring cleaning. That's an actual title on a magic card.
Yep. So is Walk the Plank and Sea Legs. So.
Huh. Yeah, because you typed in ! cheating and gamble was not the first poll. Confirmed fair. That's what I use to evaluate fairness on cards.
Still debating what he wants to do.
So the Chalice line is like, are we past the Chalice line? We can't even do it now? Or can he play a land and do it? The Grim Monolith into a Grim Monolith thing never feels very good.
Yeah. Here is a large Walking Ballista.
Okay.
Something gives me a feeling that is not going to change this game.
That's not a large Walking Ballista at all. It's a small Walking Ballista.
It's more large than
I like the Chalice play.
Keep them from.
I don't think it wins, but at least it's a line.
It's probably dead in most cases. And look, a Tabernacle. And look, a Ghost Quarter.
He tried to Ghost Quarter the Urborg with his Tabernacle. Oh, I'm going to destroy your Urborg. That's a Tabernacle.
I'm going to deal you 2 damage before it gets destroyed by the Tabernacle.
Yeah, it wasn't large. And it was walking. It wasn't a running ballista.
You're right. It wasn't.
Life of the Loam. Hey, look.
I'm trying to up talk the little guy, and everybody's like, "No, that's small."
2 ports on a port playmat. It was portastic. Hey, lands 1. Eldrazi didn't get to do anything.
No, that was not much of a game. However, we do have a backup match, and it's not even underwater.
So we're switching sides here. We've got Nate versus Nate. It's actually Nate versus Zach.
This is Zach over here.
Zach is playing Blade. I was wrong. He built the deck but didn't play it. Paul the Legend took game 1. That was game 2.
That was game 2.
If you remember, game 1 happened very quickly.
4-color blade?
Yeah, sure. It's 4 or 5 or some number of blades.
There are blades.
Yep, it's 4 color.
It's probably Esper.
Check out our sponsored content creators. I'm not sure what our sponsored content creators are, but you should check them out.
You should.
There's not even a link.
I think that's because they're looking at us. We are the content creators.
Oh, is that who we are?
Yeah, check us out.
Neat. We're creating content.
We do.
Because he's a legend.
Yeah, I should probably let him know. Hey Paul, the more legend you become, the more likely you are to get Krakus.
Yep.
You may want to be careful.
All right, so we've got a Flameblade Adept and a Hollow One.
Yep.
Versus legacy cards.
Mm-hmm.
You saw a food chain list with a Krakus. Was the Krakus just there for Dark Depths, pretty much?
It was there because of Paul the Legend Bourbon.
Oh.
He's the one who told you that? Okay, that makes more sense.
It's a weird conversation.
Alright, so there's a true name. We have an Ethersworn Canonist.
How does that come about? By the way, I never cast myself. What?
Yeah, that is weird.
I don't want to be Krakus. Huh? We were talking about something totally different.
That is weird. They make it awkward.
So this Flameblade, what is this thing doing in this deck again? It has Menace.
It does have Menace.
And
whenever you discard a card, it gets +1/+0 to the turn.
Okay. And it there was something about being adept at flaming blades or something,
yeah.
right?
Why is Nate playing such bad cards? We'd have to ask him.
Nate is playing a awesome discard cards for value, make Faithless Looting really good deck. Did he ask? I think he did actually.
He asked help from me. I just told him that he should have Vengevine and Rootwalla.
He asked me for cards. He didn't ask me my opinion on them. He just said, "Do you have these?" Because I want to play with them. Deathrite Shaman is going to eat a land. Just cuz. I knew it. Whoa. Ethersworn Canonist slowing Zach down.
He was about to cast something else, and then Nate's like, you already cast that there True Name Nemesis.
What deck can't beat TNNs?
Most decks have a problem with it.
Beating 2 is very challenging.
It is. Especially in a Teamer colored deck.
Do you flip if you have less than 3 loyalty counters? Because he's relentless. That's deep. That was deep, Brian.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. Play silly decks. That's where it's at.
Yeah, we have some brewers here. That's for sure. People who have all the legacy cards to play any deck, and they're like, no, I'm gonna build something weird.
I like how Nate's graveyard is like snaking across the whole play area.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing its own thing. It's a living organism. All right, it's a Jite on a True Name Nemesis, a signed True Name Nemesis.
Yeah, I really like the Zextel signature. I think it looks good. That's all the counter spells. Something like that.
Is this a modern deck 2.0? Well, we're seeing legacy decks in modern now, so
sure.
Bloodbraid, Jace. That's all.
That's it. I feel like there should have been a couple more on that list, and
so,
you just kind of left it.
Yeah, this isn't game 1, right? We're at least in game 2 here.
Yeah, I would expect
which is maybe why Nate isn't scooping this one up, because I think he's dead.
Those are cards, bro, not decks.
So Hollow One can go really fast. We've seen some successful Hollow Oneing along with Vengevine to put a really quick clock on. That obviously didn't happen this game. It looks like Nate maybe saw a lot of lands, or who knows what else happened there. So now he's trying to get these Vengevines that he finally got in his graveyard online, and it's just going to be too late. Unless he has a huge Wrath effect here. Hollow One is still worse than Thought-Knot Sphere? I think they're kind of doing something different, but yes.
They play in very different decks. I love how Captain Kesey actually mentions bombardment. That deck's amazing.
It's amazing at being horrible.
That's amazing.
It is. It's pretty cool because you got to play the silly. What's the gold enchantment that you play? Hidden stockpile.
Yeah.
Hidden stockpile. You got to play multiple hidden stockpiles and actually have them like matter.
Oh
and
yeah.
Your opponent goes, "What?"
Hidden stockpile plus contamination combo.
All right. Here's a neonate. He's going to put down another creature to get back the Vengevines.
We're gonna cast
trigger.
Voila.
He's only gonna get. Oh, he's gonna get none of them because of
root.
Surgical. He didn't cast it. He madnessed it. Totally different. Vengevine's gonna. You guys can take a quick look at Nate's deck here as Zach goes through it all. He's got cards.
So we added blue from last time. We've seen Snap. We've seen Is it Charm and Careful Study. Those seem to be the only blue cards.
Mm-hmm. Nate is hoping that Zach leaves. Maybe if I stick around long enough and keep doing actions.
It's actually kind of funny that he mentions that because a lot of times Zach has to leave before the last round.
That's true.
So Zach will just play the first 3 rounds on Tuesdays. So kind of funny to mention. All right, Ancient Grudge.
Well, the way that Zach actually took a look at his deck for a minute made me think that maybe this is game 2 and Nate won game 1. So maybe they're still playing live here, but you could scoop here. You're not going to win this game.
No, definitely not. I can't think of anything that Nate would actually run in his deck that could clear 2 Trinian Nemesis. Detective Price.
Yep, figured it out. Well, or I thought of.
CSI Paragon City Games.
Let's see if they play another one.
I'm calling it 1-1.
You're just calling it?
I just want that game 3.
Zach shuffling. Maybe I was right. He could have left himself a little bit more time.
Could have.
I don't know how much time.
Look at that. Nice guy Bryce. Going out and informing them how much time is left.
Our timer's wrong. There's 25 left.
25 left? Oh, I'm 10 minutes off. Why am I bad at this?
So they've got plenty of time. That wasn't ever an issue. Quick, lock the door. Nice try.
Did you have a code? You have a code.
Sorry. Change the code. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, that would be a lot of work. I remember there was a while where you didn't have a code. You'd like leave, and then somebody would like close the door, and you'd be like, you like come back, and you're like, ah, dang it, Kyle, could you let me back in? Ah, Captain Kesey, that does make me feel better. Thank you so much.
Huh.
What do I need to feel better about?
Has anything else been spoiled since we started doing all of this?
Not that I noticed. I checked on the spoilers right before we started streaming, and we were looking through them. Anything changed? All right, we got a Flame Blade thing.
We're already going. Look at this.
And then a Noble Hierarch is the play for Zach.
So I think it's kind of too bad that the art in Masters 25 is mostly new art, right? And that we're not seeing the old art because of their silly...
New art, old stamp.
Yeah.
Original set stamp.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so you have to pay some royalty fee to artists that produced this art forever ago. Would that have been so bad? Paying a little bit more money to some artists that... for the 25th anniversary? Like, I don't know.
Maybe.
All right. Jurlo, go ahead. That card sucks. Done. Yeah, yeah. Like some of the original art would have been appropriate and neat, and I don't think that the royalty, maybe the royalties, the way that that was done, it would have been really, really expensive, and it just would have been prohibitive. But correct.
Yes, Chris Rush is dead. It was a sad day in the Magic community. Yeah, good point. I mean, artists are known to live through their art forever, right? But I'm not sure that's exactly what he meant.
So I did a mock-up of a masterpiece for Dominaria, just as a trial, using, instead of completed art, using sketches, like original sketches that they would have submitted beforehand, and along with a signature. I think that'd be a really cool idea for a Dominaria masterpiece.
Yeah. Going
back even further. So you'd see like a Shivan Dragon with, instead of the full completed colored art, just like a rough sketch that they actually have already. That'd be kind of a fun way to provide something unique. And we've seen, like on the Very Cryptic Command, that that's something that people would actually like. Yeah. So like the fact that the lightning bolt isn't the Chris Rush one is because of this whole, the way that the original art was licensed to the artists. They would owe money in a way that they don't now.
Tropical Island, Scrubland. Totally normal. Happens all the time.
The second worst revised duel.
Yep. What a scrubby kind of land. Surgical Extraction. Now, I'm not entirely sure what card this is looking at.
That makes sense. It's kind of the engine that this deck works on.
Yeah.
It provides quite a bit of card advantage. Oh, okay. Keep going, Drilla.
Conflux.
Yeah.
Terrible card. Yeah, I have no idea why they printed Conflux.
Because they needed a card from
Alara.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they have to do one from every set? Is that the deal?
Yes, they are. That's what they've self-imposed themselves a weird restriction.
Conflux. There are better cards than Conflux. They could have done like Path, or people wouldn't be mad if there was another Path printing. I guess that's not a rare though, huh?
Yeah.
Night of the Reliquaries from Conflux.
This master set, it really seems like they're trying to make everybody happy. They're trying to make a draft set, a collector's set, a reprint for modern and Eternal formats, and commander cards.
Conflux isn't even a good commander card though. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's silly. But that's how I feel about the silly Protean Hulk Flash combo. Like that doesn't make anybody happy, except the one guy who gets to draft it one time.
Yeah. We've got a Swords. He's thinking. All right, who are we swordsing? Yep, let's get rid of Hollow One. Even before Cruel Ultimatum spoiler. That'd be sweet. Cruel Ultimatum's great. It was printed in a Modern Masters set not too long ago though, Famine. I can see it not being printed. I think it was it 2017? I think it was. I think it was printed in 2017. Oh yeah, it was printed in FTV as well. Yeah, Blood Moon was printed very recently, that's true. They just keep printing that sucker.
Mm-hmm. Drive its price into the ground. So that people will play it less.
Everybody's favorite card to get in limited.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh nice, Blood Moon, I can play that. And it'll do something.
There's Mishra's Factories now.
Yeah.
Uncommon.
Your Blood Moon turns off your Mishra's Factories and your opponent's ports.
I'm a little curious to see if we see a surprise from this set. maybe like a masterpiece idea. So my understanding is they're going to do masterpieces for Dominaria, and they haven't ever done masterpieces on a master set, right? But this is Masters 25. What we've seen some fun surprises from Magic in the past, right? And I wonder if there's a neat thing that we haven't seen yet, like the foiling. What if the foiling is different, or the foil cards are different, kind of like how Time Stop, the foils in 10th edition were an actual different text printing than, I don't know.
Could be interesting.
Yeah. Maybe we haven't seen everything.
Jirlo likes the new Fierce Empath. I do too. I mean, I like the old border better on it, a lot better, but still a card I'm happy to see reprinted. Brian might be happy about it. Searches for his Emrakul. Oh, like the alternate foil Kea. Yeah, that was sweet. That was super sweet. I still haven't even seen one in person.
And Jorgensen, that would be true unless they print enough of this set, right? If they have a limited run. And they've already printed they've already revealed some pretty decent commons and uncommons, right? But there should be more.
I kind of expect to see the World Wake Manlands in this set.
Yep.
Those are the ones I expect to see.
What other discard? There is a blue. What's the blue card from Odyssey? Careful Study?
Yeah.
That's the other discard enabler.
Look at that. Terry threw us a follow. What a guy.
We can unpause? Oh, good. Here we are. Right where we were when Brian left, whenever he left. And a hollow one.
Man, it was really hard staying quiet that whole time, Brian.
Yep.
As you can see, chat was freaking out about it. They were like, please say something.
Yeah. Unpause the stream. Hierarch equipped with a sword feels like Plan C, right?
Well, there's now a hollow one there. It's pretty stuck. But if there was another sword, then we'd be talking.
Ooh.
Or a Jite.
And he would have the edge.
Yeah.
No. It can't. Nope, not for your own joke.
Okay.
Sorry.
Denied.
Yeah, you don't even have to assume that. That's just how it works.
Mm-hmm. I think that's called assuming.
Mm-hmm. It's just fact. Yeah, like wouldn't that be cool if okay, so exact same cards, but all of the foils have a signature on them, like a printed signature.
Oh, that would be cool.
Some people would hate that, right? But
yeah,
it'd be neat. It'd be a cool tip to the artists or something.
Yeah.
Or on the foil sheet, there's alternate arts with the originals or something like that.
Their watermark is the signature.
That'd be cool. So it's subtle.
Cool. Yeah.
That'd be it. That's a good idea.
And that way, if like people did want to get it legit signed, they could
shadow
it with
their own
the
signature.
that would be cool.
See, we come up with good ideas here.
Yeah. Welcome to Paragon City Games.
You want the shooting star on foils in this set? On like a new frame? The shooting star, you got to do the old frame if you're doing that.
Well, they could probably make it look good on a new border. It'd be a little weird, but they'll probably do it. You're going to need a Paragon shirt for Seattle? Well, I hear Paragon City Games is a good place to get a Paragon shirt.
Get the hoodie if you're going to get one.
Oh, the hoodie's so nice. Speaking of that, I still don't have a hoodie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep, the hoodie is very comfy.
I lent it away, and it never came back. Brian, can I get a new hoodie?
Yeah, I would really dig. I mean, like it's like the time shifted card, right? Where you have the original border and the old foiling process on cards. That'd be fabulous. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do something neat, something a little different. I mean, they don't need to do anything to sell the set, right? The set's going to sell itself.
Yeah, it will.
But They could do little Easter eggs, like okay, maybe like the Zendikar treasures. That was really rough though, because it was so rare.
Yeah, they were.
Maybe if it was one per case or something like that, instead of one per 400 boxes or whatever the treasures were.
I don't think I ever saw one of those treasures opened.
I saw one.
Did you?
Yeah, but after talking to people, I think in our state there were like 2 opened on that original. There was not much of that, but it was a neat little thing.
Brian, didn't Dallin open up like an Old Man of the Sea or something like that as a treasure? I swear he was one of the people who opened one that we knew.
We've been really focused on exactly the sequencing of this match, haven't we?
Of course.
Somebody blocked something. A Vengevine died. I think I saw somebody open up a factory, a Mistress factory, like a.
Whoa.
I don't remember which season. They weren't worth what they are now. Back then, they were. It was like a $20 card or something. Yeah. But he had no idea what was going on. He looked at it like, "Why do I have this semi-played card
in my pack?"
Yeah. And everybody was like, "Oh, that's neat." And he's like, "I don't understand.
I don't. This is weird."
Yeah. Mandrills is sweet because of trample? Yeah, there's an answer.
Once the sword's on top of it, I think it'll be less sweet, but...
Aw, ruining all of Stoneforge's fun?
Yeah. Somebody had to do it, and you weren't stepping up.
Zach apparently is going to play True Name number 2 again. Nate, I don't think Nate has any answers to that. Again. It's kind of rude. The Containment Priest kind of contains part of Nate's game plan, right?
Sure does.
Stops that Vengevine, does it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it does.
I think it stops Basking Rootwalla from coming into Playoff Madness as well.
What are the life totals? Zach is at 7, and Nate's at
15.
15. True Name in Masters 25?
It should be. I was talking with my roommates earlier about that, and we all were like, yeah, I would not be surprised at all to see True Name. It would be printed as a mythic, but that would not be surprising.
That at least feels like a mythic ability, right?
Oh yeah.
Here's a creature with the one thing that actually should be a mythic.
What?
Should be a legend.
I mean, Ranger of Eos is not like incredibly different than like Imperial Recruiter. And that card's always been a rare, and then it's like here's a little like 3-mana 1/1 that searches for something small, mythic, like.
And then you'd get a foil version of True Name Nemesis as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be neat.
Here's the thing though, Imperial Recruiter can search for Painter Servant,
right, and
the other Recruiter can't.
Right.
It's all about Painter Servant. Just saying.
Divining Top, Sensei's Divining Top reprint. Uncommon.
That's not too different from Flash at this point.
Right, yeah. Putting Flash in the set is silly.
Flash is so powerful though.
At least it is decent for the set without Hulk, right? Like you can play it with other creatures. But that's silly.
It's good with Dies effects and come into play effects. Like I would flash a Solemn Simulacrum. That'd be insane.
Can we have a simultaneous unban announcement for it? Nope.
What? You are ruining all the fun. Jeez.
Yeah, Flash plus Sundering Time.
Yeah, it's insane.
That'll be fun. Well, why don't they just put Strip Mine in the set too?
Plans. Yeah. I'm just saying. I would love to flash on turn 2 flash Solemn Simulacrum. I know that doesn't seem like the most value you could get, but that's just what I want to do with it. It's the kind of player I am.
We already have Pillage at common, which is in the Stone Rain slot. But yeah, if Strip Mine also is in, we're just gonna have a lot of land destruction.
You think they'd use the Expedition art?
No.
They did another new art.
Yeah.
We need top back. Wow, thanks, Famine. Wasteland, Tropical Island.
Wasteland doesn't matter.
Response.
Ooh. This doesn't hit true names.
No.
It's kind of silly when a Wrath effect doesn't hit.
But it's
everything.
colorless. The damage isn't red. No,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
yeah. It's still damage. That's dumb. When a Wrath of God destroys everything and a -1/- effect destroys everything, but until do damage. Wow, deal 2 damage. Flash is not legacy legal.
No.
It's banned
from
in
everything.
everything.
I think it's banned in EDH as well. It's busted.
That's what's silly about printing it. There's a legitimate rare they put in the set that's banned in everything, which I mean is true for Channel, right?
Yeah, Channel's banned in everything as well.
But it was at Mythic at least, right? And it for some reason holds some value because it's Cube, I guess.
Makes me want to put Flash in Cube.
Yeah.
See what people can do with it.
Hulk is unbanned in several things. Protean Hulk, right? It's just Flash. They just took out half the combo.
Yeah, Flash is the deal.
We don't want to see him topless. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to be topless for Seattle. No tops.
Looks like Zach's gonna get there with those Trinium Nemesis.
They're Nate's nemesis.
They are.
We got about 5-6 minutes left.
We do.
All right, real quick. I will show you some silly things.
Yay.
This came out, what, yesterday? 2 days ago. Maybe I'm wrong. Their Nate nemesis is
Nate nemesis. Found it.
Let's go.
Is that the one we've already seen? You middle click them. That's what pulls them up on another tab.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
If you just do this.
Middle click.
Oh neat. Look at that. I didn't think I knew that. And
You work in a call center and you're on the computer all day and you learn silly things.
all right, we're starting off with Maverick. So this is from Goldfish's This Week in Legacy, and I like the way that we can visually show you guys these decks.
Table more inside.
Okay. Well, I'm going to cover it all up anyway.
Okay. Never mind then.
There we are. Nope.
Just kidding. There you go.
So this article this week, I think that Sean is the guy who does all of this. He does a pretty good job of giving a quick recap of different big tournaments in Legacy, small changes to decks, kind of the meta game, depending on whether it's in Europe or whether it's Japan or here in the US. So he says that Maverick now is often playing with Leovold. We're seeing 1 or 2 of those in several lists. So you're getting this very light blue splash, and this one's just casting it off of Death Rights, right? And then it's a green Sun Zenith target.
There should be a Birds and a Noble. I found that pretty standard with. Yeah.
So there's a couple. He's got 2 lists online for this one.
A couple ways to get that blue mana.
Is there 1 trop somewhere hidden in here? There it is. 1 trop. Yeah, 1 blue source. Okay, that makes sense. And you can go find that with your knight or whatever. But being able to green sun for it is strong.
I still think it's crazy that like Gaddock Teague is like like a mainstay in a deck that's like trying to green sun stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
But it shuts off Terminus.
Yeah, it does.
Is the main
Terminus
thing, right?
and like most planeswalkers that people run, like Jace.
And he even comments on that very thing right here at the bottom of his thing. He says that it's getting to have too many tutorable random one-ofs.
Yes.
All right, which becomes kind of wonky, as his wording there. And he breaks down Maverick as a whole a little bit. Then we get to a deck that we've been looking at. We've been playing on and off. We've seen it here in paper. We played it. I think we played it on Magic Online.
Strikeo's deck.
The Punishing Thieves, the legacy version of that, named because it has Punishing Fire and it also has DAC. And you can do some kind of fun things with this deck, right? We've got the Rise Fall. That's what this card is. The weird, it's kind of like a Hymn to Torok, but it doesn't hit lands. But later in the match, you can bounce one of your permanents and something, or bounce a permanent, and then also return something from the graveyard. So it has an interesting late game play over Hymn to Torok. Plus, it's just easier to cast in this deck. That's really what it's doing there. I've seen it be really strong, and I've seen it be mediocre. I like the Chandra in this list. And
she's powerful.
You can tell this deck isn't perfect. You can make changes to it, and I don't think it makes it better or worse, just different. Like maybe it's a metagame thing, or maybe a preference thing, which depending on which players you play with, or planeswalkers you want to play with. I think that you start getting into a low blue count for Force of Will, but often you're citing those out. They're just there for the very specifics. Combo decks.
The combo decks, yeah. That you just need forces for.
Yeah, and some decks just lose to Punishing Fire, right?
Needs more Pirate Stompy. How did our Pirate Stompy stream go? Were you with Brian?
We lost very nicely. Yep.
Yeah.
Dak Vaden is really strong with Punishing Fire, right? The combo there is real when you get to draw 2 cards and then you're discarding Punishing Fires, giving them a couple life and drawing even more cards. It's just it becomes a really nice engine when it's online.
As Devarius mentions, the Notion Thief in the sideboard.
Yeah, if you can do that, it's really neat. It's fragile.
It is.
When it works, you just win the game, but... okay. Finally, there's some Learn. I'm not a huge Learn player myself, but I understand the concept of the deck, right? But they go on to say in the article that it's kind of the natural evolution, the successor to Shardless Bug. This version is playing Shardless Agent, of course. This one has 3 Leovolds.
Jace Friend's Prodigy, that's not something I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, that's kind of the new tech maybe here.
Mm-hmm.
How do you have Snapcaster Mage and Shardless Agent in the same deck? This is kind of how you can do it, right?
Yeah.
You get to have the versatility of flashing back, Brainstorms, Ponders, Abrupt Decays, and stuff like that with the Jace.
That lovely Hymn to Torok, one of only 2 Allurans. Yeah, only 2 Allurans.
Yeah, this one's only building. It has 2. There's another list I think he's got that has a full 4. So
what's the split card?
it's this Bound and Determined.
And Determined.
Sacrifice a creature, return up to X cards from your graveyard to your hand, where X is the number of colors that that creature was. Or Determined is other spells you control can't be countered by spells or abilities this turn, and you draw a card. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. So, and then finally, at the very end, he's got a Rug Delver list that he's playing this week, right? It's just a Canadian Threshold list. I like their way of presenting information in their short little recaps on stuff.
Show the video empty tables.
We still have players not sitting down.
Nobody's sitting down yet. It looks like we're about to time, if not already there.
And when there's a weird sideboard card in some of these decks, they often at least mention it. Sometimes the author isn't quite on as to why a certain card is in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I wouldn't be either. I would make
mistakes. I think Food Chain is a much better deck than Lauren. I actually think, like, the more I watch Food Chain, the more impressed I am with it.
So it sounds like we have players getting ready.
Take a look at our chat sheet.
Not quite yet.
Yeah. He says round 4 incoming. Round 4 ink.
Oh, one of the more interesting cards was in that Punishing Thieves list. He's got a Ob Nixilis Reignited, the Battle for Zendikar Planeswalker, as a sideboard card. It's the 5 mana one where you get to draw a card and lose a life. And there was an interesting play.
Card.
He's got a link for it here. If you go down near the bottom, because this is from Clashed,
yeah.
right? So this clip shows him drawing a whole bunch of cards off of the Eldrazi, where when it comes into play, you get to draw a bunch of cards.
Kozilek?
Yeah, the big Kozilek.
Okay.
So you draw like up to 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he had given him a Ob Nixilis emblem already. So whenever a player draws a card, they lose 2 life.
So they like drew 4 and like lost 8 and died. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty silly.
That is fantastic.
But Clashed has been doing really well with this deck, right?
Yeah. Or Strifo or Chase or whatever, however you know him by.
Yeah.
Another streamer.
Yep. All right.
Known for playing this.
Here we go. We've got Paul.
The legend.
Versus Alfred and Corey. Corey's often been on 4-color. I'm not sure if he is again.
Oh, Corey's here.
What's Trace playing?
Oh, Trace is playing, I believe, Food Chain.
Oh, yeah?
I think he's borrowing Brian's deck, yeah. Let's go to look. TRZ on Food Chain.
I think Abrupt Decay is making a comeback of some sort in the format. For a little while, it was almost non-existent, but I'm seeing it a lot more in a lot more decks. Not necessarily as a 4 of. There's kind of a weird, do you play Fatal Push? Do you play Abrupt Decay? What's the choice there in certain decks? What's the split?
All right, we're getting started. We have a Verdant Catacombs looking for a Underground Sea. What do you think he's going to do? He's going to cast a Deathray Shaman? Sounds like something he would do.
The weird thing about Abrupt Decay is that when you're playing against Miracles, the new version of Miracles now, Blue-White Control, it's not that necessarily of a card, right? Okay, you get rid of their counterbalance. Great. Okay, you got rid of their mentor. Yeah. Okay. Like, it's fine, but it also...
It has hits.
Isn't as strong as it was in the old Miracles builds.
Yeah. Getting rid of counterbalance used to be much, much more important. Alright, we're taking a look. We got a Ponder. And Trace was really worried. He's like, I don't know. I don't know if I should play. And I was like, why? He's like, cause I just feel like I'm gonna lose, and I'm gonna end up with less store credit than I started. and here he is. He's being featured in the last round. So
did he just play Ponder as a Brainstorm? I don't think so. He's got him separate, right?
I don't know. He made a mistake.
Oh, sounds like they're...
Yeah, it does sound like that.
Adjusting it. Fixing the time. So they're discussing correcting that Brainstorm / Ponder error. Exactly. The Miracles decks don't really care if you're playing Abrupt Decay now, I think. There we go. 45 minutes left.
I'm not sure what they're trying to figure out. I'll come back once they figured it out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll keep watching it for you guys. So as soon as they start actually playing Magic, we'll show you. In the meantime, we've got, these are our undefeated players?
I think so.
Nate.
I think all of these players
not
are
Nate,
undefeated.
so you got to change their names. So we've got Paul on lands on your left and Zach on the right. Now it's getting messy. Yeah, they were figuring out the way to correct that mistake to make it fair. Yeah, he put the cards in his hand. Who's our judge today?
No idea.
I don't know what the correct call is here. I don't know how you would actually fix this. We will. We'll jump over to Food Chain as soon as they start playing. They're just figuring out this ponder mistake and how to correct it. Yeah, we're on round 4. Oh, he already put 2 on top. He actually like resolved it as a brainstorm. We're doing some weird shuffling as a correction. On the other side of the table, right next to these players, we've got some ports on a port mat and a...
Yeah, he was probably just thinking he was going to brainstorm and just played the ponder and resolve it like a brainstorm.
True name notices on the other side. So the deck I'm playing, that I've been playing right now, that I think I'm done with, has all the cantrips, right? You've got brainstorm, of course, and ponder, of course, and then also the other one, the scry 2 and then draw a card, which is sees play in like show and tell. And it's really weird because I've never played with it. I can't even think of the name of the card.
Yeah.
What am I talking about?
I don't know.
And it is easy to make mistakes when you go, okay, which do I do with this one? I look at 2 or 3. How many cards do I take? When you're not used to it.
I'm not sure exactly how they fixed that, but it looks like they're back. They're back to it, so we'll see what happens for them.
Here we go. Deathrite Shaman. This is a really cool altar. I like this one a lot. It's really simplistic. I think a lot of people would actually really like this kind of altar, but when they go, I want to get an altar done, they want something really cool and out there.
Yeah. And
it has a lot going on, and so they're not going to get something like this.
I always like the simplistic stuff. I mean, I feel like the lands that you did for me are that way. Like they look nice and simple. You know, there's nothing crazy going on.
This one looks really cool in person.
I really like him. I've seen him.
Somebody, when you guys went to Santa Clara, somebody messaged me somehow and said, "Oh, I saw your Deathrite Shamans." And I've still yet to see anybody doing an altar quite like this, where they're using an airbrush to fade the art in and focus on a particular point. You can say it.
They're ugly and colorless? No, I can't say that. I wish I could. But I actually like them. Alright, we see Basic Swamp, Underground Sea, Baleful Strix, and Force of Will.
What do you take here? Take that Strix?
Oh yeah, you take the Strix.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty easy decision to make. Corey's got a value deck, right? Like the Force of Will hitting like one of his value cards could be like, yeah, whatever.
He doesn't really care. Yeah. He's getting pretty close to being able to hardcast it though.
Ponder.
Let's hope Trace does this one correctly. It's so nice of you to lie to make him feel better, isn't it? I slipped in $5, Captain Kesey.
I really needed that 5.
All right. Ponder resolves. Corey's going to fetch. So, you guys all know what Food Chain is, right? Everybody's watched us play Food Chain. If
I hope
anybody
so.
in chat hasn't watched Food Chain,
Or doesn't understand food chain, we'd be happy to explain it.
I guess I need to get into the Legacy Discord channel. I'm not in that one. I'm in our own little thing. I'll get somebody to send me a link. Death in Texas is bad.
It's still a deck. It's
still
survived
good.
for so long.
I think it's good.
Yeah, I think it's strong.
It's good enough. It can win games. It can steal games.
Mhm.
You'll send it? Sweet. I'm on the, if you're in our stream Discord. Or you can just put it here, I guess, huh? Ooh, an edict on the Death Red Shaman.
And he's going to exile Brainstorm in response.
That works. It's a good use. Ah, most of your decks. So Captain QC,
It's personal.
yeah. It's not about the deck itself sucking.
No, it's about him.
It's like, I want. That's actually, there's some truth to that, right? What if the style of Legacy you play, and you're looking at it saying, hey, the metagame is going to increase in Death and Taxes because not because it's a better deck or because it's better positioned, but because it's just cheaper. And you're going, sweet.
We'll play Jund then. Goodness gracious, Jund has such a hard time losing to that deck.
Here's a foil Leovold, which is infinitely better than a non-foil Leovold.
Fact.
Actually, there's a very valid metric of exactly how much better it is. But
Really?
Yeah.
I'd be interested in looking at that.
It's like, well, like one's like $30 and the other's like $180, so that it's already figured out for us. But we'll just call it infinite.
Okay.
It's easier.
Three mana and my only.
Oh! Legend rule. They both die.
Alright, whose is better?
The infinitely better one.
Look at this, guys. This is like a mirror. They're like both reaching across the table to give each other a hand.
Ah.
Awkwardly with the same hand. Captain QC, that's more or less exactly where I was headed with that. Jerk. How rude can you get?
So I think this hurts Corey more, having a Leovold sitting across from him. I'm not sure about that though. Both decks have probably a similar amount of cantrips in them, right? And ponders and brainstorms and such that kind of get turned off.
Yeah, that's very true, Famine. Miracles has a pretty tough time with Jund, and so does Delver. It's the not fair decks that Jund has a really rough time with.
Which is probably why Corey offered the trade there. If he's sitting on some cards that he feels are uncastable now, you got to get in for 3 instead. The rest of the deck was 100% irrelevant. There was one card in the entire deck that had any chance of doing anything, and it did.
I've definitely won games because Liliana just carried the team.
It's just good.
It happens.
Yeah. Sometimes you just lose to that card.
Fact.
I think I've
It's
incorrectly not taken it off of like a Thoughtseize when I should have taken it playing you.
You just lost to Liliana.
You should sideboard in some Liliana hate then. It's obvious.
Wow, what a loser. He can't even beat Jund.
Oh, his hate is directed at me. You don't need to shots fired at Captain QC.
I wanted to be included.
You should have more permanence then. Seems really easy.
Modern really needs Council's judgment. I think that most modern players would vote no to that.
Because of what do you need to be able to judge in modern?
Yeah, there's no TNNs.
Yeah, Jund didn't have anything to do with it.
Captain QC, I think you're avoiding the real truth here. Living in denial. Poor guy.
There we go. I am a part of the
MTG Legacy.
legacy-ness.
Seems like I need to sit down and figure out Discord. I've not messed with it.
Alright. A Leovold attack.
Block.
This time we're going to block. Geist would be nice to cancel.
Yeah.
Sure. Now I'm going to have
Just reprint type.
a lot of notifications about...
Yeah, you're going to have to change the notification
Yeah.
settings. It's just a catch-all. Yeah, it's true. It's not even like it's not like an amazing card. It's a 3 mana exile 1 thing, right?
Yep.
It
But
is-
other spells that do the same thing are multicolored. So
Yeah.
it feels a little bit inappropriately costed. Like, if you want to Vindicate, you have to... not only can you not hit hexproof things, but you have to splash for another color.
Yeah.
Or if you mails for colors or whatever. Himdatura. So is there a way to turn off notifications from one Discord channel but not others? Specifically on mobile?
So we've got a Hymn to Turok, and we're going to see a Brainstorm in response.
Mute the server.
Ooh. Whoa. Oh yeah, Bogles would like die. If it got printed in Modern, Bogles would just fall apart.
Neat. I will figure
The entire deck would just
that out.
be gone.
Mute. Thank you guys.
Got it.
I think if Bogles died, that'd be alright.
Most people wouldn't care.
There'd be like 3 people in the world going, no!
Now I actually have to think before I play my cards. That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, green-white hexproof.
Yeah, I don't really like Council's Judgment for that very reason. That you're specifically playing cards that are protected, but they suck, right? You're playing a 1/1 or a Geist is pretty strong, but it's 3 for a 2/2 that it can die from any creature. And then here's this card that says, I don't care about any of that stuff. I just get to remove whatever I want, whether it's a Planeswalker or a Ensnaring Bridge or a creature. It really is a catch-all. Like, should that have costed if it was specifically designed for Modern and or Legacy? Would it be a multicolored 4-mana card?
Yep, 2 Death Ray Shaman. And a land and pass. Yeah, Jace is going to take this game away, that's for sure.
Judgment and True Namelessness are the 2 worst designed cards
They
ever.
are definitely problematic.
Yeah, I agree.
Culligan's Command, and Trace is just going to scoop up his cards there.
Yeah, he never really got anything going on.
Nope.
Corey was able to win.
Wonder if that has to do with like what they had to do to get it right from the first like ponder. Let's take a look at what's going on over here. Update that around for you guys.
Yep, I think True Nemesis shows how silly it is in that the card maybe would have seen play if it was a 1/1.
Yep.
Like between all of the different equipment and things you can do with it.
Even if it was a 2/1, it would be just so different.
Right.
So different.
More ports. It's portastic.
There's a port on a port.
At least they made it have only 1 toughness, where that wouldn't be really relevant except for all of the minus wrath effects. Yeah. But is it fair as a 3/1, or would it still see play as a 2/1?
Oh, it still see play as a 2/1.
Yeah.
Oh no, it'd still be really powerful. It decreased the clock by a couple turns.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely different.
and not be able to kill as much as it can kill
Right.
by itself.
Punishing Fire is gonna punish
That Stoneforge Mystic is
that Stoneforge.
punished.
Mm-hmm. That poor Jit.
There's a Blood Moon hanging out in Zach's top 3. He goes
That's
ahead
a
and
card that he wants to find.
draws it now.
As that goes back up to 20. Gets that Punishing Fire back.
Life of the Loam.
And some dredging.
Sees 2 crop rotations and another port. That's not Zach.
Oh, you're right. Wait. Oh, it's Alfred. Thank you for catching that.
And he's on...
He's on a Blue Eye Blade. A Jeskai Blade deck.
Yeah,
That's called Blade.
Huh. I wonder how that happened.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. Worst stream. Whoa. Whoa.
Wow, that was... I'm done. Wow. You're absolutely right. That is Alfred. I want to say when he first gave us our pairings, it said Zach.
Yeah.
Maybe you changed it. I'm just making up excuses.
That is a great excuse. It's very viable.
Thank you.
All right, let's see if this Blood Moon can stick and make a difference. For some reason, I always feel like lands is favored. It's not the case,
No.
right? Like lands is not favored against every single legacy deck by far.
Yeah.
But against a lot of these mid-range decks, I feel like lands has a faster clock and can deal with a lot of what they do. And I just always lose to lands.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm trying to play any sort of Delver or anything.
Land's good against the Fernax.
Yeah. All right. Blood Moon comes down. From Chronicles.
Whoa.
Yep. The original Master set.
Geez, Blood Moon's just been in all of them, huh?
Almost.
It's like all of them, but Master 25. Or not 25.
Drop rotate.
15. Master 2015.
What's he going to get with this Blood Moon? He's doing this in response, or is he doing it afterwards? So if he does it afterwards, this Dark Depths doesn't come in with any counters, but
yeah, it does not have counters.
it's kind of strange to do it in response then.
Wait, he's doing... Oh, he is doing it in response?
Yeah, because he put counters on it. And, I mean, Paul obviously knows about the interaction with the new rule change with Blood Moon and Dark Depths. So.
Yeah, I would assume so. Alright, we're going to get back to our other match.
Whoa! Basically the same thing. Alright, Deathrite Shaman, turn 1. Off of a trop. Corey is considering his turn 1 here. These guys haven't reset their lives yet, but we're obviously on game 2. And Corey took game 1, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did do that incorrectly.
We saw a Levold versus a Levold game 1. Now we have a Deathrite versus a Deathrite.
One Deathrite is prettier than the other Deathrite. I'll let them decide. 2
Deathrites don't make a death wrong. He gets to eat the land first.
Is that Bryce's DRS? It sure is.
Yeah, that is a Bryce altar. I kind of want to do... I haven't done a Deathrite Shaman with like circles on it. But I really like the simplicity of this one. Yeah.
2 Deathrites don't make a death wrong.
Right. Yep. Here's a Iconic Masters foil Thoughtseize. It's actually really hard to tell what that card is.
Yeah, really pretty.
The particular lighting that's hitting it right now. We've got a Ponder and some deluges, some toxic deluges. He takes the Brainstorm.
Just wants to draw some more cards.
It seems right there. The deluges aren't going to be doing much for a little while.
It's not Laura Owen, boo.
That's what I said.
Yeah, we can whine at Brian for it.
Uh-huh.
Didn't Brian have a foil Russian one for a little while?
Yeah.
Laura Owen?
Yeah. I think he had a set at one point.
Yeah, got rid of him.
Sorry.
See, I missed the aquarium.
You don't like the blue light? Or you did like the blue light?
I did.
Hmm.
Thanks. Thanks.
Very loudly.
Yeah.
Capitalized.
Mm-hmm. I feel strongly about this.
Uh-huh. All right, I'm curious to see if Trace can chain some food here in this match.
Yeah, he's gonna have to.
He's probably what, 2-1 right now? Is his record?
No, I think all these players are undefeated. There are 26 players.
Oh, yeah.
I think they are.
Ooh.
Or maybe one of these players isn't. No, they could be 2-1.
Belfelstrix draws the food chain. Passes its turn. Too many cards, Captain QC. Sorry.
That's a lot.
So you've got 10 fish.
Okay.
And then 4 of them drown.
Okay.
Okay. How many fish are left alive?
10 fish. 4 of them drown.
Yeah.
Is this a trick question?
Pretty much.
I don't know the answer to that. Am I supposed to say 6?
No, it's 10 because fish can't drown.
But you said that it did.
They don't die when they drown, though. I don't know. My kids loved it. They thought they were hilarious. Him to Turok gets Force of Willed. You know the answer? Yes. Nope. It's just round 4. We break after round 4. Yes.
We break after round 30. He says as he tells you that we broke after round 4. Even though we're already broken and it's still round 4.
I never get home, actually. I'm broken all the way there.
Fact.
Dad jokes are pretty much the best. My kids have successfully figured out how to roll their eyes at me.
Whoa.
Whenever I tell a joke that's just
they must be hanging out with Captain QC all the time.
really dumb. And it's fun to see that progression. My son used to laugh at everything I would say. And it was like silly sometimes. And now he doesn't.
Food chain resolves.
I can't keep concentrated. Nope.
But it looks like Trace's hand is gone. He's gonna be hoping to find probably a manipulate fate would be the best draw.
Yes, sir. I've got 3 kids. I've got 8-year-old and 2 6-year-old twins. Which is hard to have one twin.
It's really hard to have
a lot easier to have
I hear that.
A pair of them. I just started teaching them Magic, actually. I got some of the intro starter decks and said, here, let's do this. And those worked out pretty well. I was a little worried that it was going to be... Some kids that are younger than that really get the game.
Yeah.
My kids are a little harder to keep focus on something that's complicated like Magic. But we have fun with it. Some of those decks are busted, though. Holy cow, the blue deck is stupid. You gotta just bounce all their stuff. My kids are going, what is... It's not fun. I wanted to play those things. I was like, welcome to Magic. Whoa.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a great question.
I mean, I just made all of that up so that you would feel bad when you run me over with your car.
Yeah. All right, Tassimag Grimafangler, the altered version. That is hardcore.
It'd be kind of fun to do an entire deck like this, right? With the just the simplistic black.
Yeah.
You get the titles, but not the frame.
Good job. Plan aborted. Wow. Andy Prime comes in and he's all, it's just sad to have one twin. It's not really that hard.
Hasn't said anything all night long. Says the absolute saddest thing you could possibly say.
Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. We've got an Abrupt Decay taking out Food Chain, and then we're going to pay 5 life for a Toxic Deluge. is going to get rid of Tasmag Gurmafangler.
All right, playing off the top. Who wins?
That's a pretty good card off the top.
That's a good start.
And a Walking Ballista. Yeah, he's just going to play it for 1.
When your opponent's at 4, I guess that's correct.
Yeah, I think so.
That's lethal next turn, right? If Corey does nothing?
Yes.
You get to attack for...
Pithing Needle is drawn.
Okay, so not so much anymore.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would shoot him if he played it either. I think he'd just let it resolve and he'd have a 1/1.
Yeah, K-Command seems like a good draw here.
Yeah, K-Command. Correct. K-Command would be all right.
K-Command plus Snapcaster Mage plus...
Oh, there's Snapcaster. Snapcaster's going to get Toxic Deluge. Yep.
All right, so he pays 1 life for the Deluge, and then he takes 1, so he goes down to 2. Snapcaster also dies.
Top deck land.
There's no other way to really deal with Strix with the cards that... He could have done other things there.
Wonder.
He could have... A line would have been Snapcaster, Abrupt Decay the Strix, and then Pithing Needle the Ballista.
Yeah,
that probably would have worked as well.
This way, he still has the Pithing Needle in hand, and yeah, this is going to be pretty good. Now Trace can't find Brainstorms or Ponders off the top of the deck that are actually going to help. I guess Ponder would still be fine in the face of a Leovold, but it's not going to get you what you want.
I like these round 4 players playing off the top of their library. There's only like really 1 permanent in play. It's a lot easier to read what's happening. We had some complicated board states earlier today.
Corey's got a Leovold. Trace has nothing. We caught up. We good.
So really, what the other player wants to do is draw a threat, or an answer,
Pithing Needle,
or a non-land card in general.
It's gonna make him crack that fetch right now.
Sure.
Feels pretty good getting all the duels that he wants. No back to basics, no Price of Progress is coming from the 4-color deck, so...
Busted cards.
Yeah.
Should be banned from Magic.
Completely necessary cards that shouldn't be banned from Magic.
Price of Progress is a stupid card.
It's so good. What's it gonna be?
Passes the turn back.
He just needs a Miss Hollow Griffin. Just that.
Yeah, Price of Progress is done. Okay, Ballista on 2. Now, did Corey name Ballista?
Yeah. It would have just hit him if it wasn't named.
Yeah. All right. Trace goes down to 7 life. And a Fatal Push.
Yep.
You can't even shoot because Pithing Needle, because there's a needle stuck in the Ballista's neck.
Right.
Totally stops it from doing anything except attacking, smashing face.
It's a needle of his own. Not sure why that came in. What's that to get?
It stops a Deathrite Shaman if you have it at the right time.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward.
All right, Trace goes down to 4. He needs to draw an answer.
Deathrite.
That doesn't do it.
No, it does.
Brainstorm? There are a lot of cards Corey can draw that just end the game right here.
Yes.
But he doesn't need to burn the Brainstorm right here. He can wait. He's got enough mana to play anything he draws. He gets to see 1 more card and tuck 1 more card this way.
Golgari Charm is the card that's in his hand. I don't think that's going to do anything on this board state.
I guess 1 card you might want to see here is a Snapcaster Mage and just snap right now. Then you get to attack for lethal, Fatal Pushing the Deathrite.
Yeah, looks like he's going to choose to draw.
Rainstorm main phase.
None of those do anything.
There's a Snapcaster Mage.
Is there?
I think so. It does things. He can attack and let him block, and then save the Snapcaster for the next card.
Yeah, Snapcaster seems good.
Or he can just do it now. Yeah.
Fatal Push.
That would mean, yeah, that would be the correct line.
Oh yeah, he has a Fatal Push.
Because then Trace would need to somehow draw 2 threats next turn, two answers. You'd have lethal 2 different ways. All right, some cards go back. Here comes Snapcaster. Main phase snap. Land first, of course. Very critical.
Duh.
Doesn't matter. Ooh, okay. He's going for the attack first. I think I wouldn't have done it that way, but all right. It doesn't change much by doing it this way.
He's got a brainstorm. Oh, it's brainstorm in hand for Trace. Level's just ruining that.
Yep. All right. Is there anything at all you can draw here?
Nope.
Nope. Hunter and Brainstorm are not the cards he wants to see. So I think Corey's going to get that. He's going to ponder and brainstorm and shake a hand. Well done, Corey. Our other match, there's some cards that are in piles.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a whole bunch of things have been exiled. Some multiple surgical extractions have taken place. 3, I think, have been Punishing Fires, Life of the Loams, and another card are gone.
Oh, one of the surgicals got Snapcaster back.
Yeah. So lands is being picked apart this game. Now, do we know who took game 1?
We do not.
Yeah, Paul's just gonna scoop that up. If the first card that was taken was Dark Depths.
I would assume that we'd be going to a game 3 if we get another game though.
And are we de-sideboarding here?
Yeah, looks like it.
Be.
I think Alfred was able to beat Paul the Legend Berman.
Alfred is at 2-1. 2-1 for Alfred.
What a guy.
When the surgicals hit, Lens is pretty resilient to surgical extraction often. Yes. Like it can play around it between cycling to do a Life of the Loam or dredge maneuver or weird things like that. But other times the timing works out. That when you have it, and it can work, right?
Thoughts on Nihil Spellbomb versus Surgical? I honestly think that that's a preference.
I like
or a specific
surgical extraction more myself. Yeah. I think it has. It depends on which deck you're playing, of course, right? But I like the free cost on surgical.
Yep.
The ability to have more interactive action versus reanimator.
Yeah.
Correct timing.
Other people like Spellbomb because you can actually get a card back from it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just being able to cantrip is like much more powerful than a surgical can be.
And if you're playing Goyfs, Spellbomb can matter there as well.
Yep. Can.
I've seen lists with Spellbombs in them, and almost every time I look at it and go, huh? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you're playing with Snapcasters, you'd almost always want surgical.
Yep.
People who play Tarmogoyf and like Graveyard Matters cards like in that way would probably want Nihil Spellbomb.
And I'm often playing with Young Pyromancers or something, and then it's a free card that way as well. And you get your curve drops because of that.
Yep. Well, guess what? That's it. That's all we got.
That's the end of Tuesday Night Legacy. Thanks for joining us, guys. I will be back here tomorrow morning. It's 10 a.m. Mountain Time, which is, 11 hours from now? Not even 11 hours from now. And we're going to play some Parfait. I don't know if we're going to play it well. We might show you how not to play Parfait. Maybe we can figure it out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm
sure Captain QC will be there on delay telling you guys what to do after you've already messed it up.
That'll be great. Yeah. We'll learn as we go.
Cool.
It'll be neat.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for joining us again, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you next Tuesday for sure.
Yes.
We'll be back here Friday
I should be
night.
here Friday. Yeah.
And you're gonna be streaming throughout the week.
Tuesday or Thursday and Friday. I should.
Okay.
Because you guys are gonna be here tomorrow.
Excellent. Captain QC, I've mixed it up. I do a little bit of everything. I started out playing Legacy with a Sultai control build, but this was back when Top was in Legacy and Shardless Sultai was a deck. And you're saying if I know how to play control, it'll be fun. Okay, cool. Hopefully so then.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think we can figure it out. Some of the more intricate lines we might miss.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for joining us tonight, guys. We appreciate it, and that's all the magic that we have. That's all we appreciate. We appreciate it. Yeah, that's what I said. We appreciate it.
That's what we do. We appreciate this.
We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Have fun. If you guys want, jump into our Discord. We'll be talking about silly cards that they spoil tomorrow and throughout the week. And hopefully, Captain QC, you're with us tomorrow morning to show us what we're doing wrong.
Awesome.
Okay.
You people are amazing.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.